Welcome into Jimmy John's Field, the site of the USPBL here in downtown Utica. Brady Beaton alongside Carter Lutz. And Carter, All-Star Game festivities are behind us. We're now officially in the second half of the season. Before we get into all that, All-Star Game festivities, a lot of fun. Christian Ortega, 30-plus home runs in the Home Run Derby. He was sensational. Jared Weber, the MVP for the All-Star Game. A great weekend to showcase some of the top-tier talent here at the USPBL.
4th of July, can't ask for a better place to be besides Jimmy John's Field. What a great All-Star break. Had a great time. Lots of action. But Brady, we got a second half of the season to attend to. Let's get right into it. We got a great matchup tonight.
Absolutely. The Utica Unicorns are taking on the Westside Woolly Mammoths. The Unicorns have actually already seen action since the All-Star break. They took on the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers in a non-pub game a day ago. They fell 2-0, and this Utica Unicorns team a little slow out the gates in the second half.
Yeah, they are. They lost yesterday, but you mentioned a little bit, they have a 0-run differential. They have a 500 record. That was before yesterday, but going into the All-Star break, it'll be really interesting to see if this team changes for the second half of the season. Dead on, pretty center part of the league, but now they got an opportunity to flip the script a little bit, and it starts today with a big-time matchup against the Mammoths.
Absolutely. This Unicorn team, they have been about right as down the middle as you can get. They are even Steven. As you mentioned, 0-run differential, 500 record. Even if you look at some of the deeper stats, basically if they're winning after the 4th inning, they win the game. If they're losing, they're not. And if it's tied, it's about a coin flip. So it's as close to even Steven as you can get with this team. They take on a pretty darn good Westside Woolly Mammoths team. Before we get into them, a new face on the Utica Unicorns, Ryan Enos. He comes in from sunny Oswego and East Tennessee State, spent time at both schools. He is sunny Oswego's, he leads most statistical categories there. He was sensational for them. Maybe a little much needed pop and a better bat in the lineup that the Unicorns have struggled with at times this season.
Yeah, you mentioned the word pop, and I think that's what the Utica Unicorns are missing so far this season. A small ball team that can hang around in games, has some solid pitching as well, so they've been able to put up runs on the board. They've been able to win games, but to really take off and enter that next level of the USPBL, beyond the 500 mark, beyond the 0-run differential, they need that pop, and maybe you can add that, the new right fielder for the Unicorns.
Some more roster shenanigans going on this time with the Westside Woolly Mammoths. Good news, Anthony Sharkus off of the injured list. We will see him in a DH role tonight. The bad news, Francis Florentino replaces him. He tweaked a leg in the All-Star game. So Francis, who has been sensational for the Mammoths this season, it might be a little bit before we see him again.
Yeah, that's super unfortunate for the Mammoths. They're a team that really relies on Florentino at the top of the order. Consistent hitter, line drive hitter, I might add. He gets on base early in these games, early in the lineup, and they're able to bring him home. So for Florentino, unfortunate that he's out. Maybe the replacement can be a little bit better, but the Mammoths, they got to start off the second half of the season right here, right now, and it starts with that lineup.
Good news is, before the injury, Sharkus was absolutely sensational for the Mammoths. Might take him a little bit to get back into gear, but if he does, look out. Should have a fun pitching matchup, a known versus an unknown. Trey Jones has been one of the best pitchers in the USPBL. He also missed some time due to injury, but he picked up right where he left off coming in. On the other side, a bit of an unknown in Michael Joyce, only 6 innings so far in the USPBL. He gets the start for the Unicorns, so we think we know what we're getting with the Mammoths. The Unicorns, Michael Joyce has a chance to establish himself a little more here.
Yeah, Jones for the Unicorns, only making his 2nd start of the season on the other side of the bump, 3rd start of the season. So overall, when you're taking a look, Jones, he's an elite pitcher in the USPBL. He leads practically every statistical category in the USPBL regarding pitching. Again, only making his 3rd start in the season. Other side, you got Joyce, who's coming over from that college showcase. As you said, hasn't pitched much, only 6 innings pitched on the season so far. Could be a statement game. Big opportunity for the pitcher here today, going up against one of the more electric offenses in the league.
Sun is shining here. We'll have the Mammoths and the Unicorns for you when we come back here on the USPBL Network.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Andy Appleby. I'm the owner and CEO of the USPBL. We're a 4-team league. We play at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan. Tryon has a wealth of resources that we can tap into when unique HR issues arise, even including visa and immigration issues related to our players. Tryon has helped us to get our baseball season up and running every year and has made a difficult task much easier.
That's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
get on the you do best, and really what Jones likes to do, he loves that fastball and then mixes in the curveball, sometimes the sinker, maybe a slider. So it's going to be about getting that fastball back after a little bit of a break.
And then Michael Joyce on the other side, relatively new to the USPBL, the Florida native, played some college ball up here in the Midwest, but just 6 innings of work, has had a little bit of success. You'd like those numbers to go down, but again, in 6 innings, Carter, you're not going to be able to tell a whole lot from a guy.
Yeah, I completely agree. You cannot tell a lot from Joyce. And in those 6 innings, he gave up 3 earned runs, but he was able to strike out 7. And tonight, making his second start of his USPBL career, it's all about opportunity here at the USPBL. He has a big-time opportunity tonight. Can raise a few eyebrows if he's able to deal against a really high-powered offense that the Mammoths have.
Did mention that we have Ryan Enos making his debut on the USPBL. He spent a lot of time at sunny Oswego. He then spent 1 season as a grad student at East Tennessee State. But at Oswego, he's a legend there. He ended his career as the all-time leader in hits, at-bats, runs, doubles, stolen bases. So basically everything that requires you to be good at baseball.
And yeah, if you take a look at Enos, he really fits that Mammoth mold. And what the team looks for, they get a lot of doubles, a lot of extra base hits, and that's why they're able to generate so many runs. So for the Mammoths, they got a really solid outfield hitter who'll continue to add on to the success of this team as we get ready for the national anthem. We got first pitch coming up soon, Brady.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun here on a Friday night. The Mammoths, they've been pretty settled in with their lineup. The Unicorns are looking to take that next step and find just a little more power, a little more offense, because their pitching has been tremendous. However, the bats have struggled a bit. We will step aside. When we come back, we'll have starting lineups and first pitch here on the USPBL Network.
The USPBL powered by UWM baseball games at Jimmy John's Field are the fun and family-friendly experience you won't want to miss. Entertainment every week, including Thirsty Thursdays, fireworks every Friday, live music Saturdays, and Sunday fun days for the kids. Kids run the bases after every game, and parking is always free. Come see the stars of the future at Jimmy John's Field. Get your tickets today at USPBL.com.
I'm Anthony Tomey, CEO of Tomey Group, and we're one of the largest Jimmy John franchisees in the country. With 50 Jimmy Johns and over 700 employees, it's a challenge to manage operations. What could possibly go wrong with owning 50 Jimmy Johns? People don't show up, equipment fail, run out of bread, no tomatoes, we need onions. Many different things can happen. Tryon allows us to really focus on the food and the operations of the restaurant.
And that's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood, because strong neighbors mean stronger communities.
Where good neighbors do great things.
Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
on and keep me satisfied.
Let him see what's under the shade.
You know, they say, losing hope, that's the real disaster. Last year, Tropical Storm Fred sent a devastating wall of water and debris down this river. And when the waters receded, Belfour was here. Not just to rebuild, but to help restore the life of this community. Belfour, restoring more than property.
Andy Appleby. I'm the owner and CEO of the USPBL. We're a 4-team league. We play at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan. Tryon has a wealth of resources that we can tap into when unique HR issues arise, even including visa and immigration issues related to our players. Tryon has helped us to get our baseball season up and running every year and has made a difficult task much easier.
That's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
National anthem sung, some fireworks lit off as well as we get ready for the Westside Woolly Mammoths and the Utica Unicorns. Brady Beaton and Carter Lutz bringing it to you today on a Friday night. Let's take a look at the road team, the Unicorns, as they will bat first. Let's take a look at their starting lineup. Leading off at second base, Andre Demetral. Batting second, the shortstop, Patrick Baggett. Kyle Schmack out in left field. He bats third. The All-Star Game MVP, Jared Weber, over at first base, batting fourth. Austin Ochoa is at third, batting fifth. Ethan Kreisen behind the dish, batting sixth. Ryan Enos, the newest Unicorn, he bats seventh in right. Tyler Shin, the DH, bats eighth. And Sam Baduris rounds out that Unicorn lineup. He will be patrolling center field as they face the right arm of Trey Jones. And Carter, we've said all you can say about Trey so far this broadcast. He has just been sensational.
Yeah, and I'm getting really excited to watch him as we approach game time. Look at the kid on the mound. Looks great. Ready to get into it. He's locked in and making his third start of the season. Jones talked about it a little bit before. He loves that fastball, goes to it around 60% of the time from there. Usually works in the curveball and then can play around with that sinker, slider, and changeup. But for Jones overall, he's battled some injury this season. It's about keeping consistency, and he looks very locked in at the moment. Really pumped to see the kind of stuff that he comes out with, especially after this kind of rest that he's been through. But He's got a Utica Unicorn lineup that plays a lot of small ball. So for Jones, just keeping in front of him, figuring out what pitches work.
More likely for this one to be at least a low-scoring one to start with Jones on the mound, but you feel like the Unicorns might have to try to get to Jones early before he settles in.
Yeah, I agree with that. They're going to want to hit for contact early and often, try to keep him out there as long as they can, because, you know, if he goes into this first inning, throws around 15, 20 pitches, you could see him getting pulled after only a few innings. So bats on balls, keep the ball in play, and of course try to get some hits and start off with an early lead. You got Demetrol up to bat. Should be a fun one. We're back from the All-Star break here at Jimmy John's Field.
Andre Demetrol comes to the plate, waiting for the okay from the umpire, and we are ready to go on a Friday night in downtown Utica. First pitch comes in at 7:07 p.m. A 90-mile-per-hour fastball missed just up. We are underway. Righty-righty matchup with Demetrol and Jones. The 1-0. Called strike. 89 picks the corner. Jones, he doesn't waste a lot of time. A very abbreviated windup, the 1-1. Hit hard into left field and deep. Bolin going back. That's over his head. That hops over the wall for an automatic double. Carter talked about getting to Jones early. A hard hit double bounces over the left field wall, and the Unicorns get off to a decent start.
Yeah, really nice piece there from Demetrol to start off the game. A little bit of a hanging pitch, and reminded me somewhat of a golf swing there. Just kind of clubbed it to deep left center. He got under it. Starts off the Unicorns at bats with a double, and they're threatening Jones early, a guy with a 4.7 ERA, a .47.
Here comes Patrick Baggett, the only guy you'll see from the left side. He's the only switch hitter in the league, but with as many righties as there are in the USPBL, he's, for all intents and purposes, a lefty. RBI chance here in the first inning. 1-0 goes to 2-0.
You had to reiterate .47. Some people might think 4.7, but he's just been so good.
Again, I said it seems like a typo because who has a .47 ERA?
Exactly.
Demetrol hit a ground rule double to get this one started, and Baggett watches 3 straight miss. And Jones rather, he's in a little bit of trouble here early.
Yeah, seems to be favoring what right now is the outside part of the strike zone against the lefty.
Baggett thought about offering on the 3-0, held up, but it's strike one. Patrick still well ahead in the count. 3 balls and a strike. Next pitch, can't find the zone. Baggett works the walk, and there's 2 on with nobody out for Kyle Schmack.
So this is a big opportunity for the Unicorns. They're coming back. They had a public game yesterday, lost that one, so they're a little bit more settled in than the Mammoths are. If they're able to jump out to an early lead, it might be tough for the Mammoths to climb back. They haven't seen pitches go down the plate in about a week, maybe longer for some of these guys who weren't playing in the All-Star game.
Kyle Schmack, bit of a slow start here at the USPBL. Does have a 1 home run. One of his 3 hits have been home runs. ERA under that Mendoza line of 200, sitting at 188. But a big opportunity here early. Fouls one back off the screen. Count goes to a ball and a strike.
For the pitcher, Jones, really sticking on that 89-mile-per-hour fastball. That's what he's going towards. Trying to work the edges of the strike zone, not letting anything over the plate. And that's what the Unicorns are looking for. Watch out to see if he leaves one over the plate, if they send one.
1-1. Hit hard, deep to left field. That's hooking foul.
And that pitch even was a little inside, but still, Jones doesn't look like himself at the moment, and the Unicorns are challenging him, making him throw strikes, and even when he wasn't, they were able to send that double second baseman Demetrol. Oh, look at that catch.
On the hop. That's off a barrel of Schmack. He was able to get around on a 90-mile-per-hour fastball. Count 1-2. The pitch. In the dirt, easy take for Schmack.
Plays like that kid just made. The reason we come to Jimmy John's Field, how about it? Just off the jump.
He had to fight. There's some other kids out there, too. There's, he's not sitting by his lonesome out there and left. 2-2, wave and a miss, big strikeout pitch, fastball below the zone, and that's a big out number 1 for Jones.
Yeah, that's more like it for Jones. That's what we're used to seeing from the righty. And on that time, looked like it dipped a little, could have been a changeup, but 91 he reached that time. Really good stuff.
Brings up Jared Weber. Takes strike 1 at the knees, 0-1. Weber, he's been a mainstay in this middle of the Unicorn lineup. 266 on the year, 4 long balls. One of the main guys to drive in runs. Back pick to second and back in standing Demetrol. One ball, 1 strike, 1 away in the top of the first inning. First 2 runners reached for the Corns. Swing and a foul tip. 1-2.
And Brady, he already looks settled in after those first 2 batters compared to what we're seeing now. He's going up against a guy who was raking during the All-Star break.
Weber, the MVP of the game. The 1-2 takes a fastball, didn't miss by much, but the count evens at 2-2. I don't know if that was a stone cold take or it fooled him, but either way, he's rewarded with ball 2. Foul ball off the leg of Weber. That can't feel good.
No, and for Weber, it looks like he's trying to pull it to the left side. That's kind of what his swing indicates. We get a little replay here. He somewhat rests the bat on the shoulder and really turned his body. That one right into the foot.
Looked like it caught the ankle. There's not a lot of meat there to protect it. That can't feel great. Count stays at 2-2. Demetrol on second. Baggett over at first. Unicorns trying to take an early lead before the Mammoths even come to the plate. Swing and a pop-up. Won't even make it to the dirt of the infield as Garbasic brings it in for out number 2. Austin Ochoa comes to the plate. So Ochoa, he's the last shot to try and drive in a run here in the first. You don't want to waste this opportunity because you don't know the next time it will come up. Did Ochoa get tagged for a pitch clock violation? They had time called. Still says 0-0 on the board. All right. 1-0 to Ochoa. That fastball missed.
It's a good opportunity for Ochoa. One of the more consistent players on the team. He's got a runner in scoring position.
He's ahead in the count. 2-0.
No, all you really want to do in this first inning, of course you want to get runs on the board, but more importantly, you want to make Jones work for those outs. And that's what they're doing early in this game.
It's the 21st pitch of an inning, a called strike. Just caught the inner part of the plate, 2-1.
And we said that number, 15 to 20 pitches in the first inning, is really where you want to be. And the Unicorns have reached that mark going up against Jones.
2-1 non-competitive curveball in the dirt. 3-1. Ethan Kreisen would be next should Ochoa reach. A walk would load the bases. Jones set, checks Demetrol the pitch. High and in, gets by Beetle, but that's a bit of a moot point with it being ball 4. The bases are loaded for the Utica catcher, Ethan Kreisen.
Here we go. This is what the Unicorns do. They make you work for it. And going up against a guy who in 19 innings pitched has only walked 6. They have 2 walks so far in this first inning. A double up from the leadoff hitter. Bases jacked now. And as we said, you're making Jones work for it. That arm's got to get a little bit tired, especially if they're not pitching for quite some time. Kreisen up now.
214 hitter on the year. Just starting to get his feet wet. He has worked his way on base. 8 walks already. Actually has more walks than hits early on in his USPBL career. Counts 1-1. Carter, you don't want to let an opportunity like this go by the wayside, especially when you're a team that, as a squad, barely hitting above 200. Flare over the head of the shortstop, Seltzer. That'll score at least 2. Baggett comes in to score, and Ethan Kreisen comes up big. It's 2-0 Unicorns here in the top of the first.
Just enough, Brady. That ball reaches over the head of the shortstop. Made an effort at it, a little slow off the jump. Gets over the glove. And the Unicorns, that's really a strong start. And we said, for them, it's going to be about consistency. Are they keeping up with the pace of the game? Are they able to put up runs early and continue that? And here in the top of the first inning, able to get 2 runs on the board. A little bit of insurance against the high-powered offense on the other side.
Ryan Enos comes to the plate. First time playing in front of crowd here at Jimmy John's Field. Worked a walk in his first game. Turns on one. Left field deep. Bolin going back over his head. That'll hop over the wall once more. And actually that'll help out the Mammoths a bit with the automatic double. Kreisen's forced to stop at third. So just 1 RBI in the first hit of a professional career for Ryan Enos. And I don't know if they'll be able to go get that ball for him. Usually your first hit stays in the ballpark. That one hopped over the wall and left, and well, the first hit for Enos might be in the USPBL might be a souvenir for a young fan.
Yeah, we talked about Enos a little bit. He's got that pop in the bat that the Unicorns have been waiting for. But nonetheless, you said it, they saved a run right there. It should be 4-0 if that ball didn't get over the fence. And right now the Mammoths happy that ball had enough height on it so it could drop and get over. But we take a look at the replay. Runners on first and second.
Well, and that pitch was 91 right down the pipe. That's not really where you want to locate the fastball, and Enos made him pay. So runners on second and third. Crooked number up on the board for the Unicorns. 3-0. Unicorns on top. The Mammoths even having a chance to bat. Ground ball to the left side. Shin grounds out the first pitch he sees, but the damage is done. 8 Unicorns come to the plate, and they push across 3 runs. RBIs for Ethan Kreisen and Ryan Enos. The Mammoths will try to get some back in the bottom of the first when we come back on the USPBL Network.
We're for people. The pioneers, the underdogs, the players, and the slow and steadies. We're for people, for who they are and who they could become. Yes, we're a bank, and some say our business is all about money, but that's an old idea. Because look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it, because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
Time doesn't heal all wounds. Hard work, perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
And music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show we can. Corewell Health.
Nothing. Utica already on top of the Mammoths as they come up to bat. Let's take a look at the Westside Woolly Mammoths starting lineup. Leading off in center field, Nick Pastor. Anthony Sharkis returns off the injured list. He's the DH batting second. The big man Drew Fleming in right field batting third. Fox Liam over at first bats fourth. Malik Bolin in left field. He's batting fifth. Colby Seltzer at short bats sixth. Cordell Dunn Jr. in an unfamiliar spot at second base. He bats seventh. Zach Beadle behind the dish batting eighth. And Alex Garbasic at the hot corner, third base. He bats ninth. And they will face the right arm of Michael Joyce for the Utica Unicorns. And he has to be feeling real good about what his team produced. He takes the bump with a 3-run cushion.
Yeah, you mentioned feeling good about it. He's probably excited to get out there today, make his second start of his young USPBL career. And now he's got a 3-run cushion to deal with. So for him, he's got some time to settle in. Just needs to pitch his game. And you look at the numbers right there. Only 1 walk in those 6 innings pitched. So he's got good control and really likes to mix up his pitches a lot. And that 3-pitch combo of a sinker, slider, and splitter can make it confusing for hitters. But going on that Mammoth lineup, no Francis Florentino, your 302 hitter, not in the game today. He's a little injured, and that's huge for this team. A guy who's leading the team in RBIs with 20. That's 8 more than the next highest ribby leader on the team.
Nick Pastor comes to the plate. First pitch, fastball at 89, dots that low outside corner. We're underway in the bottom of the first. Joyce into the motion, the 0-1. Hard hit ball, foul down the third base line.
That was really close, huh?
Yeah, if you tuck that in the line, that's easily extra bases for Pastor to start the game. Joyce will throw a mix at you. His top 3 pitches all come at a pretty even rate. Uses a sinker, slider, splitter, and then, in theory, has a fastball, but we've only seen it once so far this year. But 3 pitches that will all move just a little differently and will change the velos up just enough to keep you on your toes. Pitch misses low, 1 and 2. Couldn't find the bottom of the zone with the sinker. 1-2. 2-2. Into the motion, the 2-2. Swinging another foul ball. That one right down the pipe. Pastor just missed it.
Yeah, he was feeling it on that one from the bump. Just wanted to get him swinging with a heater in Joyce's eyes, but he works quickly.
Flare to the left side on a hop, bag it across the diamond, and Pastor is retired. 1 up, 1 down, and with that, let's take a look at the defense presented by 3-Dimensional Services. This is how the Unicorns line up tonight. Schmack, Baduras, and Enos in the outfield left to right. At third base, at Showa. At short, you just saw Patrick Baggett. Andre Demetral at second. Jared Weber at first. And Ethan Kreisen is receiving behind the plate for Michael Joyce. That brings up Anthony Sharkis. We haven't seen him in a while here in the USPBL, but when we did, oh boy, did we see him. He was incredible. He missed essentially the whole month of June, so it's been about 6 weeks since we've seen Anthony. But what he did in the early part of the season in May, 471, I mean 7 RBIs, speaks for itself. 1-1. Inside, 2-1. Hits it on the screws to left field, and it's over the head of Schmack. Sharkis takes the turnaround first. He heads into second with a stand-up double. Welcome back, Anthony Sharkis. 98 off the bat. It's like he never left.
Yeah, that looked like that was misplayed from left field from Schmack from the start. As we take a look, line drive, you got to move quickly, and he just kind of downplays how fast that ball was coming at him right over the glove. On those line drives, you got to be careful because the angle that it's coming at from the batter's box, it can be deceiving. And for him, it went right over the glove. That's good for a double. As Fleming fouls one behind home plate.
And I don't think that Schmack realized quite how hard it was hit off the bat. Had that backspin that just kept it up. But that was a rocket.
Yeah, and he played it as a casual line drive right into the mitt. That was not the case.
Slider away to Fleming. Either way, if you're Taylor Jelenkowski, you love what you see from Sharkis in his first at-bat back. Absolute missile to left. 1-1 to Fleming. Grounds one off the top of the foot. I say it every time he comes up every game, but he is an imposing presence in that right-handed batter's box.
Yeah, huge frame. Demands your attention when he sits in that batter's box. Especially the hair and beard as well. I mean, he's got the whole thing going on.
He is as recognizable as a player as we have.
For sure.
Wave and a miss. Nice pitch by Joyce to get the strikeout. Now there's 2 away for Fox Liam.
Really nice pitch. Had a lot of break there.
And that's a sinker at the low outside part of the zone. I just don't think that's what Fleming was looking for, and by the time he realized it was going to be a strike, all he could do was flail at it.
Yeah, the bat was just in his left hand.
Fox Liam, one of the best names in all of baseball. Lifts the first pitch into left field, deep but playable. Schmack doesn't misread that one, and a one-out double from Anthony Sharkis, but nothing more. We head to inning number 2, 3-0 Unicorns on the USPBL network.
The perfect match. It's what so many of us are looking for. When it comes to getting a mortgage, how can you find the one that's perfect for you? Start at mortgagematchup.com. Because the only way to get a mortgage that's easier and more affordable is to find a local home loan expert first. Go to mortgagematchup.com today.
With a transforming world, we can see how drastically the world is heading towards automation. And so, we need 24/7 surveillance and security systems for our homes and businesses to avoid any theft or breach of privacy. JARBCOM brings the installation of security cameras to the tip of your fingers with our state-of-the-art mobile app. JARBCOM also provides surveillance monitoring of your entire property with flexible options that offer a dependable solution to be scaled to fit any domestic or commercial need. Contact JARBCOM today for a free estimate at 800-369-0374 or look us up on the web at jarbcom.com.
Back here on the USPBL network, here are the Westside Woolly Mammoths defensive lineup presented by 3-Dimensional Services. Malik Bolin, Nick Pastor, and Drew Fleming occupy the outfield. Fox Liam over at first. Cordell Dunn Jr., second base, hasn't played there in a long time. Colby Seltzer over at short. Alex Garbasic at third, and Zach Beadle behind the dish for Trey Jones. For the Utica lineup, it's 9-1-2 coming to the plate. Sam Baduras, Andre Demetrov, Cantrell and Patrick Baggett. But the Unicorns did some damage to Jones back in the first. First pitch, ground ball foul. Interesting adjustment. Jones worked straight out of the stretch in that first pitch. Had that abbreviated windup last time. There you go. That's what we saw last time up as Baduras hits it to center field. Pastor ranges back, brings it in for out number 1.
Yeah, and I expect Jones to be much more settled in this time around. Knows what was working, knows what wasn't working, but even in those first few at-bats, you saw him chasing that one part of the zone. For righties, it's the inside half of the strike zone. Lefties, it's the outside half. And he really couldn't get out of there when he did. He left a few meatballs over the plate. So for Jones, still getting settled in. Unfortunately, they're down 3, but isn't stopping him from throwing some heaters.
Yeah, that was the big thing in the first inning for Jones, is when he missed right over the plate. And he gave some cookies to this Utica lineup, and they made him pay. Ground ball to the glove of Garbasic across the diamond, and a much different tone here in the second. 2 up, 2 down on 4 pitches as Patrick Baggett comes to the plate.
A few of these infield groundouts have been impressive plays, Brady. Early on in this game, one from the Unicorn shortstop Baggett that time, the third baseman Garbake. Pretty outstanding stuff from the infield. The teams both look a little bit looser here tonight.
Baggett takes the first pitch low. Worked a 5-pitch walk his first time up. Jones looking for a very quick and quiet second. And he might get it if this stays in play. Garbasic over, and he runs out of real estate. There is plenty of foul ground here at Jimmy John's Field, but even that canyon couldn't contain the foul ball.
We got a big crowd here tonight. Chevy Pavilion is packed in left field. Lots of fans on the right field side, in the field as well.
Ground ball foul to the right side. Again, Fridays are usually the days where you get the biggest crowds, and I know all the players feed off that a little more. It's always fun when you hear a big roar, hear some cheers. Gets that blood pumping just a little more. 1-2 to Baggett. Outside, Beadle tried to sell it. Home plate umpire not buying. Count goes to 2-2.
You mentioned feeling that energy. The Unicorns did just that in the first inning. 3 runs. Started off hot on this hot Friday afternoon.
Wave and a miss, and the bounce back from Trey Jones sends the Unicorns down in order. We head to the bottom of the second. Still 3-0 Utica here on the USPBL Network.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal-getter or dream chaser, an empty nester or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
Want When it's time for baseball, it's time for beer. Two Hearted Ale has been named the #1 beer in America for the past 4 years by members of the American Home Brewers Association. Play ball with the best. Two Hearted Ale, the iconic American IPA from Bell's Brewery, Comstock, Michigan. Please drink responsibly. 3-0 Unicorns on top of the Mammoths as... Well, it was a nice start for Michael Joyce. Gave up the double to Sharkus, but retired the rest fairly quickly. He's scheduled to face Malik Bolin, Colby Seltzer, and Cordell Dunn Jr. here in the second.
Taking a look at this last game where these two teams went at it, it started in the third inning. So for the Unicorns to come out hot, very good for them in their case to win this one.
Bolin flies out to right. The first pitch he sees of the inning. 1 up, 1 down in the bottom of the second.
But in a lot of those games where the Unicorns have been able to pull it out, put up big runs, it really started with them getting on the board first. And they've started that tonight.
Well, you mentioned scoring early for the Unicorns. It's for them this season, basically the first third and maybe the little more of the game decides it. So far this year, if they're leading after 4 innings, they haven't lost. Their pitching has been solid enough to where, hey, if they have the lead, they're going to hold it. On the flip side, when they're trailing after 3 innings, they're 1-8. So the first 3 innings decides a lot of what we see. The bats haven't been able to generate enough runs, but when they do, the pitching holds on.
That says a lot about the relief pitching, but also the bats. When they get it going early, they have that confidence to keep it going, and whether it's a run an inning or just hacking away, they hold on to leads.
Seltzer pushes it high and far down the right field line. That one ends up in the crowd. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Colby Seltzer, nobody on, 1 away. 3-0 Unicorns lead here in the bottom of inning number 2.
How about those fans on the right field lawn? Very nice, tons of action today.
Pitch too low, 2-2, but yeah, that's as full as I've seen our hill out in right field. I'm sure some of them are hoping for a souvenir at some point today. We've had a couple bounce over the fence.
I hope everyone.
Seltzer, high, deep, left center field. Baduras back to the wall, leaps, and it's gone. Baduras had it in its tracks and just kept traveling. 366 feet later, and Colby Seltzer puts the Mammoths on the board.
Skied high. Looked like it could have been a routine out, but just kept carrying, as you mentioned.
The way Baduras was playing it, I thought it was playable because he had it in his tracks, just missed it as it goes into the netting out in left field. But the Mammoths get one back. It's why they're dangerous. First pitch to C.J. Dunn.
I got a feeling we're going to see one come to the wire here tonight. Mammoths never out of it.
Ooh, way out in front. Cordell was sitting fastball, or I guess sinker, with Joyce, and he guessed wrong. Quickly 0-2, so Joyce not letting that home run bother him. One Unicorns, thanks to Colby Seltzer's home run. Wave and a miss. Ethan Kreisen down to first, and that's out number 2. Second punch out for Michael Joyce.
Get a look at the replay here on the USPBL network. Beautiful pitch. Tons of break from the start even. And Joyce, that long windup, reaches out. And for him, he looks pretty settled in. That home run, good piece of hitting there.
I like the bounce back from Joyce, not to let it bother him. He comes back and has a pretty dominant at-bat against Cordell Dunn Jr. to get that second out, not let one mistake become two. Zach Beadle at the plate, half-hearted hack at a swing. A very late decision to offer it that one. 1-1. In the dirt, 2-1, couldn't find it with the splitter. Joyce out of the windup, 2-1. Gets the check swing to go around, and that's placed perfectly on that low outside corner.
Yeah, Joyce on those low pitches seems to be more comfortable. And that's kind of what falls into his pitching arsenal with that slider, that sinker, that splitter. They go lower. And that's what's worked for him early in this game.
2-2, swing and a miss. I think that a home run woke up something in Michael Joyce. Gives up the solo shot to Colby Seltzer, but bounces back with back-to-back Ks to get out of the inning. We're through 3-1 Unicorns here on the USPBL Network.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and reset our life around zapping stuff and cheering for stuff with your friends. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Back here on the USPBL Network, 3-1 game. The Unicorns coming up to bat here in the top of the third with the 2-run advantage. 3-4-5, the heart of the order coming up for Utica. It's Kyle Schmack, Jared Weber, and Austin Ochoa will be headed to the batter's boxes. Trey Jones' second inning, much smoother than the first. What we are accustomed to from Trey in that second frame.
Yeah, and this is actually the part of the order where Jones was able to somewhat take care of business in that first inning. Really, the only part of the inning where he didn't struggle too much. So for him going back to what worked against these guys, really interesting to see Jones come out here, struggle in the beginning, come back in the second, buckle down. I'm curious to see how he finished off this game, how many innings he'll pitch, because that one's a little high.
Starts off with a ball to Schmack, 1-0. Schmack went down swinging his first time up. He's one of 2 strikeout victims. Puts this one in the air, high, deep. Pastor back, stops well short of the track. And Schmack got under it a bit too much, and it's out number 1. Last 5 batters have been retired by Trey Jones as Jared Weber comes to the plate.
And for me, Weber has one of the more interesting approaches out of anyone in the USPBL. He looks like a veteran hitter, a guy who knows exactly what pitches he's looking for. He watches it go by for strike 1, but for him, tall guy, and can really turn on one if given the opportunity.
0-1 offering, skips in. That's the 3rd or 4th time we've seen Jones miss and and miss about 5 feet in front of home plate. I don't know if it's something to do with the landing spot, but when he's missed out of the zone, he's missed by spiking the ball and just non-competitive pitches. Now, when he's in the zone like that, a 93-mile-per-hour fastball, the high water mark for him today, it's pretty darn good.
Yeah, a little bit shaky in this game, up and down. Can still find a way to get a quality start.
Swing and fouled out of play. 1-2.
Everybody clap your hands.
Jones looking for strikeout number 3. From the right side of the rubber, the 1-2. Swinging a hard hit ball to center field. Pastor comes in and makes the underhand grab. 91 off the bat for Weber. He just hit it in the wrong spot, and there's 2 away here in the top of the 3rd.
Yeah, we take a look at the replay. Pastor is ready from the jump. You take a look at him in center right away, moving towards the ball, and no problem for him, able to get under it. Way to be alert in center field.
Austin Ochoa to the plate. He drew a walk his first time up. Beautiful pitch to get it started.
Yeah, the confidence from knowing your fielders can make plays like we just saw. Bring something out of a pitcher.
Quickly 0-2 on Ochoa. And Jones looks like he's about to get his second straight 1-2-3 inning. Ochoa will use his timeout and try to recalibrate.
As he should. Nobody on, 2 out, 2 strikes. Just take a breather. See if you can find a way to generate any type of offense.
The 0-2. Low and away once again in the dirt with the curveball. See if that's a setup pitch. Because this one, maybe not quite where Jones wanted it, but I don't think he was trying to find the strike zone with that pitch. The 1-2. Hard hit ball down the left field line, 93 again, and I think Ochoa had the same thought process I did. He went with the curveball away, gonna probably try to come with a high fastball, and he was all over that.
Yeah, you're 100% right. He was ready for the fastball. He was early on a 93-mile-per-hour fastball.
Way early. The 1-2. Ochoa holds up, and he's battling. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Nobody on in a 3-1 game here in the top of the 3rd.
Yeah, props to Ochoa. Went down early in the count. He's still battling against one of the best pitchers in the USPBL.
2-2 lifted back out of play. Hits off the roof and bounces towards the fan. So still 2-2. Ochoa at least making Jones break a sweat out there this inning. Two. Low and away. Couldn't find it. The curveball.
In moments like these, they don't show up on the stat sheet. But to battle back from this and make Jones go 7 more pitches is huge.
Lines it high, deep, left field. Austin Ochoa wins the battle, crushes one into the Chevy Pavilion, and it's 4-1 Unicorns.
No doubt about that one. Turned on it and got all over it.
A beautiful swing, and he knew instantly. Carter, those ones just sound different.
Yeah, knew it right away.
Surprised a couple fans out there in the pavilion. And you were just talking about how even if he pops out there, it's still a quality at-bat because of how many pitches he made Jones throw. That home run turned it from a quality at-bat to about as good of an at-bat as you'll have all year.
Completely agree. Changes the trajectory of the game. Jones has a chance to go 2 straight 1-2-3 innings after a rough first inning. And Ochoa just battles. Really impressive.
Foul ball off the mask of Beetle. He'll take a moment.
And Brady, we talked about the 93. He was waiting for that fastball to come earlier in the at-bat. As we take a look at the instant replay here. Yeah, that one hit the catcher's mask. Should be all right. But he turned on a 93, and he was ahead of it. And that one, he was able to wait on it.
Ground ball in the hole to left. Kreisen gets his second single of the day. No one's on base to score, but Ethan Kreisen 2 for 2 today.
Yeah, and then you're able to get a chance for a hitter like Kreisen to get up to bat and challenge Jones. There you go, base hit, keep the inning alive.
And again, that pitch, a little lower in the zone, but that's splitting the plate. Jones is, well, he hasn't located his pitches the best. That one much better, a curveball for strike one. But he made a mistake to Ryan Enos last time he was up, and he smoked a ground rule double. 0-1. Lifts it, left field, playable. Bolin towards the line, brings it in, but not before more damage is done. That was the 5th third out of the game. Ryan Enos flying out to left field, our 5th third out of the game. And with that as well, it means it's time for JJ the Water Boy coming out to make sure our field umpire is hydrated and ready to go on a warm Friday night. JJ is brought to you by Michigan First Credit Union. 4-1 Unicorns. We head to the bottom of the third on the USPBL network.
Andy Appleby. I'm the owner and CEO of the USPBL. We're a 4-team league. We play at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan. Tryon has a wealth of resources that we can tap into when unique HR issues arise, even including visa and immigration issues related to our players. Tryon has helped us to get our baseball season up and running every year and has made a difficult task much easier.
That's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Here on the USPBL network. 4-1 Unicorns, and the Mammoths want to come back into it. They're going to have to bring out their hitting sticks. Alex Garbasic, Nick Pastor, and Anthony Sharkis due up for the Mamos here in the bottom of the third.
Big sequence of events we just watched in that last half inning. Ochoa extending that at bat, getting a home run, and keeping Jones on his heels, giving up 4 earned runs. A guy who's only given up 1 earned run all season before this point.
So Michael Joyce can't complain about run support. Garbasic comes up to the plate. Joyce gave up the solo shot last inning to Colby Seltzer. Bounced back with back-to-back Ks. He has 3 on the day. Misses with a sinker for ball 1. Garbasic, 192 on the year. He does have a home run to his name. 1-0, same spot. Would have hit a lefty. 2-0. Ooh, swing and a miss. Looking for the hard stuff. Came with the slider.
And Joyce has got to be even more comfortable now after seeing the way his team battled in that last half inning.
Sinker, middle of the plate, 2 balls, 2 strikes. That slider put Garbasic in a bit of a knot. On slider, sinker, let's see what he comes with here. That was a splitter lifted to deep left center field and into the glove of Sam Baduras. deep into that left center gap. And Garbasic made the adjustment, just couldn't quite burn Baduris, and it's out number one. A loud out number one at that.
A lot of fly balls here in this game. Outfield's busy.
Lineup turns over, and Nick Pastor comes to the plate. And you wouldn't expect the number of fly balls with a pitcher like Joyce that has a sinker, that has a splitter, a lot of his stuff moving down in the zone. The Mammoths are getting under it.
Yep.
0-1. 0-2. Slider broke right over the heart of the plate. Don't think Joyce wants to make a habit of living there, but he'll take strike two. Into the motion, the 0-2. Hit hard to center field. Baduris comes in, and he can't make the play. Went under the glove. Pastor puts on the brakes at the last moment. Nice job by Baduris to scramble and not let that become extra bases. It'll be a one-out single for Nick Pastor.
Yeah, you mentioned before, they've been getting under these pitches from Joyce. That was really the first line drive piece of hitting we've seen from this Mammoth team today. And it works in their favor. Baduris not able to make the play. And a single keeps things going. You know, they're down 4-1 at the moment, but they're not in a horrible spot, Brady. Especially at this point, they got their best hitter arguably up to bat.
And Anthony Sharkis tattooed one last time up over the head of Schmack in left. The 1-0. 1-1. Slider's been feeling good for Joyce this inning. He's been locating it fairly well. And when he didn't, he got away with it. Pastor bouncing off of first. Throw over and easy slide back in for Pastor. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Sharkis, after missing a fair amount of games, just getting settled back in.
Misses away with the slider, 2-1. This is a part of the order you can't really play around with. If you don't pitch to Sharkis, you have to pitch to Fleming, and if you don't pitch to Fleming, you have to pitch to Liam. Down to second, Pastor. The throw, the tag, didn't get him. Ooh, Michael Joyce thought he just saw out number 2. I thought that was a pretty darn good throw from Ethan Kreisen, but give some credit to Nick Pastor. He'll get the stolen base and put himself in scoring position.
Yeah, you're right. Tremendous throw by Kreisen, but I like the call from the umpire. I really think he was safe. Throws it not high. I mean, it was a great throw. I think it was just a fantastic jump from Pastor.
Threw it to the right side of the bag. Maybe a bit up. Biggest difference there might be if Sharkis doesn't swing at that, it gives Kreisen that 1/10 of a second to make the difference.
I think you're right.
Check swing ground ball over to first. Sharkis is retired, moving up to third, Pastor. So there's runner on third with 2 away for Drew Fleming.
Next up, the Mammoths, the right fielder, number 17, Drew Fleming. And Drew is the beer batter of the game. If he gets a hit, Brew Detroit and Pete Nectar. It'll be $5 for short.
These are the moments where Fleming thrives, Brady.
He has a lot of pop in his bat. 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. Doesn't need to put it over the fence, just needs to punch one through the infield. And he lifts one up.
He hates it as well.
Into the clouds. And Kreisen makes the play, a 1-out single and nothing more for the Mammoths. We're a third of the way through the game, and it's a 4-1 Unicorn lead here on the USPBL Network.
Time doesn't heal all wounds. Hard work, perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
And music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show. We core well health.
You know, they say, losing hope, that's the real disaster. Last year, Tropical Storm Fred sent a devastating wall of water and debris down this river. And when the waters receded, Belfour was here. Not just to rebuild, but to help restore the life of this community. Belfour, restoring more than property.
Back here at Jimmy John's Field, it's been a beautiful night for baseball. Sun's been shining, ball's been flying. Seen a couple of home runs already. It is 4-1 Unicorns here in the top of the fourth as the Unicorns will send up 8-9-1. Tyler Shin, Sam Baduras, and Andre Demetrol. Is Trey Jones looking to find it when he's missed either well short of the plate or right over the plate, and the Unicorns are taking advantage to it. Give credit to these Unicorn hitters.
Yeah, Jones, he doesn't look like himself out there in a way. Just really struggled from his first few at-bats, and for the Unicorns, they've come out confident and ready to roll since that first inning. That one gets the strike zone for strike one. But again, for the Unicorns, they had that game, that non-public game that the Mammoths didn't get in between this All-Star break. It seems to be paying dividend.
I think it's a good lesson for all the young ball players out there watching that, hey, you can have really good stuff. You can be a very solid pitcher. But if you're putting it right over the heart of the plate, they're going to find barrels. Like there's another barrel. That one just foul. It was out in front of the off speed, but Shin nearly had extra bases.
I mean, the pitches that work for Jones, it feels like he's not hitting the spots that he wants to, Brady.
No, for Jones right there, that's the curveball, and not the worst spot, but it caught a little more plate than he probably was looking for.
Agreed. I mean, that's a prime real estate for a batter's box.
Ground ball left side, backhanded by Seltzer, throw to first, and Shin is retired. 2 6-3 ground outs on the line for the Utica DH with nobody on and one away. That brings out the center fielder, Sam Baduras, and it brings out JJ. Now the bat boy, every time the biggest cheer from the crowd.
Well deserved, I might add.
I don't care how popular any of these players are, you're at best the number 2 star here behind JJ. Jam shot into left field for a base hit. That one maybe not on Trey Jones, but a flare into left, and it's a 1-out single. Demetrol, 1 for 2 today. First pitch drops in for a strike, 0-1. Swing and a pop-up. Shallow left field, going back Seltzer. He's underneath of it for out number 2.
Curious to see how long Jones will end up going. Right now it's 62 pitches.
There is action in the Mammoth bullpen.
Yeah. This definitely could be it. Depending on how he goes up against the lefty. But Baggett, he's a line drive hitter, and a base hit, maybe a double, could score a run. You got some speed over at first base.
Baggett today hasn't put a ball in play, a strikeout and a walk. Jones set, the 1-0. Low and away, 2-0.
Just looking at Jones's body language a little bit, seems a little frustrated. And that first pitch of the at-bat here against Baggett, that looked like it caught the strike zone. He didn't get the call. That time just goes wild. So for him, it looks like he needs to settle down a little bit. Doesn't want to get ahead of himself.
2-0, back pick to first, hops away from Liam, scooting over to second, Baduras. 3-0 count to Baggett and a runner in scoring position for the Unicorns.
Talking about getting ahead of yourself. Beetle did that right there. He wanted it, just threw it a little bit low, and before was debating it, the pitch before, I should say, with an extra leadoff. Instead, can't make the right throw, and now you got a runner in scoring position.
3-1, and now Baggett can shorten up that swing if he punches it into the outfield. Baduras likely scoring from second. Outfield playing fairly standard depth. 3-1. Ball 4, and well, Patrick Baggett, 3 trips to the plate, 3 times he hasn't put a ball in play. Second time he's walked. Runners on first and second for Kyle Schmack.
So now that Baggett walks, I mean, it's not the end of the world looking back at the missed throw that turned the runner from first to second, but those are the kind of plays you want to see players, you know, clean up in the USPBL. There's 2 outs. It's not as necessary as you may think in the moment.
Ground ball past the glove of Seltzer. They send Baduras home. The throw is way over the head of Beetle, and that will move Schmack up to second. It's a 5-1 ball game, and the Unicorns still have a couple runners in scoring position.
Just when you think they're out, they bring you right back in, and that's what the Unicorns have done the past 2 innings with 2 out rallies. Ochoa with the home run last inning here. A couple of hits and a walk, and they've extended the lead yet again.
All 5 Unicorn runs have come with 2 away.
Wow. I mean, that says a lot about the team.
Absolutely. Jared Weber, another hard hit ball that drops in front of Pastor. That scores 1, and they hold up Schmack. That throw a little more on target. As another RBI, Jared Weber joins the hit parade.
Great line drive hit there into right center. And I agree with the move to hold the runner. No need to force it. So now runners on the corners, but
especially when you got this guy coming up, Austin Ochoa, 1 for 1 today, drew a walk, hit a missile home run over the left field wall. And we're gonna have a meeting at the mound. This might be the end of the day for Trey Jones.
I think you gotta make a change.
He's been so successful to this point in the season, but tonight was not his night. He goes 3 2/3, gives up at least 6, and just missing over the heart of the plate a little too much. We'll have a new pitcher when we come back. 6-1 Unicorns. We're in the top of the 4th here on the USPBL Network. Back here on the USPBL Network. New arm coming in. It's the righty from Westfield, Indiana, Zach Zaborowski, as well, probably coming in a bit earlier than he was expecting. He inherits 2 runners on with 2 away and a 6-1 deficit. Yeah. Trey Jones just didn't have it today.
No, he did not. And here comes Zaborowski trying to come in and save the day in a way. A guy that hasn't come in relief all season long. He's pitched 5 games, and in those 5 games, he has a team high 20 and 2/3 innings pitched in that time, 10 earned runs. Was able to strike out 21 though, compared to his 15 walks. So with that 4.35 ERA, he's a solid starting pitcher for the USPBL, and really just needs to shut down a few batters here, get through the jam that Jones put them in at the moment, and maybe get 2-3 innings following that.
Zaborowski greeted by Austin Ochoa. Zaborowski, he comes at you mainly with a slider sinker mix. We'll mix in a 4-seam and a changeup, and he has thrown a cutter, just not very often. First pitch slider misses for ball 1. Runner on third is Kyle Schmack. Runner on first, Jared Weber. Unicorns brought their hitting sticks today after being shut out a day ago by the Beavers. The 1-0 over for a strike, 1-1.
Much more controlled, it feels like, than Jones was. Maybe just a little shaky out of the All-Star break. It happens. And, you know, struggling in that first inning, just couldn't bounce back. You see that with pitchers sometimes, but Zaborowski, he doesn't have much pressure at the moment.
Swing and a foul. Ochoa was way out in front, but he did a great job making adjustments last time. 1-2. Count to Ochoa.
And even though the pitcher Zaborowski's ahead in this cut, you got to be careful. You know, Ochoa battled back, no balls, 2 strikes, got it to 2-2, and set one deep to left.
Swing and a miss. That's a big strike 3. Zaborowski comes in like a janitor, cleans up the mess, and we'll head to the bottom of the 4th. But more runs come in to score on RBIs from Kyle Schmack and Jared Weber. 6-1 Unicorns here on the USPBL Network. One Unicorns here in the bottom of inning number 4. It's up to Fox Liam, Malik Bolin, and Colby Seltzer to cut into the deficit. Michael Joyce, he's given up 3 hits. They've all, interestingly enough, been to the second batter of the inning after retiring the first. But outside of the home run to Seltzer, hasn't allowed any extra damage. Fox Liam tattoos one to the right center gap. That's extra bases. Hops off the warning track and a third automatic double. I'm sure there have been games in the USPBL with 3 ground rule doubles. I haven't done one of them. That's an anomaly.
Pretty crazy. I mean, we talked about getting under the balls. A lot of balls going in the outfield, and they're getting under them enough where they have that bounce back and they jump off of the ground.
I mean, that was 101 off the bat. The only reason Fox Liam isn't trotting all the way home is he just didn't get under it enough. But a big leadoff double for Liam, trying to claw back into this one down 5. Talked about it earlier in the broadcast. Basically, after the 3rd inning for the Unicorns, the score is going to stay basically where it is. When leading after 4 innings, the Unicorns have not lost. When trailing after 3 innings, the Unicorns have only come back 1 time. So it kind of is what it is for the Unicorns, and right now what it is a pretty good performance from the team in purple. 1-1 to Bolin. Can't find the outer part of the zone. 2-1.
Good effort from Kreisen there trying to frame it, but
yeah, that one's a little far outside to try and sell. Not going to blame a guy for trying to sneak one through, but most umpires aren't gonna buy that one. Couple hops to the left side. Ochoa sends it over to first, and Weber brings it in for out number 1. And that's the other thing I've really liked about Michael in this game is that every time he's given up a big hit, whether it was the double to Sharkus, the home run to Seltzer, he gets the next guy out, and usually it's pretty quietly.
Yeah. The Utica pitcher, I mean, he's bounced back consistently throughout really every hiccup he's faced tonight, and that's the reason why it's only been 1 run on the board for the Mammoths. But for Joyce, hats off to him, because he came into this game only 6 innings under his belt and has really settled in quickly and just looked confident out there, confident in his infield, confident in his outfield, and confident in his command.
The 0-1, swing and a foul. Colby Seltzer went yard his first time up. He's well behind 0-2. The home run for Seltzer, his 4th of the year. He's 2nd on the team, only behind Francis Florentino. As a team, that's the 21st for the Mammoths. They're good for at least 1 a game. If I do a Mammoths game and don't see a home run, I usually leave just a little disappointed. 0-2, just below the knees, 1-2.
Yeah, they've been a fun team all season long. Hope they continue that same energy that they have throughout each game in the second half of the season.
Fox Liam at second, Colby Seltzer at the dish. Michael Joyce on the mound, the pitch, check swing, no swing. Count evens up at 2 aside. 6-1 Unicorns here in the bottom of the 4th. Brady Beaton alongside Carter Lutz on a Friday night in downtown Utica. 2-2. Strike 3 called. Had Seltzer frozen. That's a picture-perfect pitch from Joyce, and there's 2 away.
Looks like someone's settling into the USPBL. Confident pitch. You can see it in the leg kick. You can see it on his reaction after it. We have the replay system here at the USPBL. He knew it. He knew it was moving left to right from that outside edge of the strike zone, and he got the corner of it. Again, really good-looking pitch there from Joyce.
That's the 4th punch out of the day for Seltzer, or excuse me, for Joyce on Seltzer. Cordell Dunn Jr., one of those last time. He's behind in the count, 0-2. As the kids say right now, Joyce is shoving.
Oh, yeah.
It is, he's settled in, and honestly, he's flipped the script. This is what we were expecting to see from Jones, but he has been the story of the game so far.
100%.
0-2. Hard hit ball right to Ochoa. Fields it between the wickets, throws to first. Weber has to show off the hops just a bit, but Cordell Dunn Jr. bounces out. A leadoff double, but nothing more for the Mammoths. We head to the fifth. Still 6-1 Unicorns here. It's PBL Network.
I'm Anthony Tomey, CEO of Tomey Group, and we're one of the largest Jimmy John franchisees in the country. With 50 Jimmy Johns and over 700 employees, it's a challenge to manage operations. What could possibly go wrong with owning 50 Jimmy Johns? People don't show up, equipment fail, run out of bread, no tomatoes, we need onions. Many different things can happen. Tryon allows us to really focus on the food and the operations of the restaurant.
And that's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood, because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Jimmy John's Field, Friday night here for the USPBL. And Brady, we are back in action. Same pitcher we saw in the last inning.
Zaborowski only threw to one batter, was able to get a punch out, so no surprise he's here in the fifth.
For the Unicorns, the catcher, number 7,
Kreisen, Enos, and Shin do up. This group 3 for 6 today. Kreisen drove in a couple runs all the way back in the first.
I mean, I know we've said it over and over again, but just a picture perfect Friday afternoon at Jimmy John's Field. Couldn't draw it up better myself. So many fans, still got some sunlight shining in. There's people hanging. You got kids, you got a couple couples. Doesn't get much better.
First pitch fastball from Kreisen, misses, ball 1.
I mean, this is how a July 12th evening in Metro Detroit should be spent.
It is definitely when people think of baseball, it's night like tonight. Is when you're in the long, harsh winters, when you're in late January and you're just waiting for it to be warm out. It's nights like tonight that you yearn for.
Completely agree.
2-0 slider comes through the front door for strike 1.
I mean, it can be dark in those winter evenings. And
yes, it can. I mean, in about 6 months, like I mentioned in January, about this time, 8:24, it may have been dark for 3 hours by now. And right now, got probably an hour left of sunlight. Just enough of a slight breeze to keep you cooled down. Sun was pretty warm, not too humid. Pretty darn good day, as it's a pretty darn good day for Ethan Kreisen. He works the walk, and that is his 3rd time reaching base today.
It's been interesting to see these Kreisen brothers. And for Ethan, he's found his comfort zone on the Unicorns in that 6th spot. And today, the Unicorns have been the beneficiary of Mr. Kreisen.
Ryan Enos to the plate. Lays down a bunt, but too far foul.
You don't see too many bunts at the USPBL.
No, and part of the reason for that is this is a league where the goal is to get signed by a major league organization. In the 9 years this has been around, 51 different players have been signed by a major league organization, and a few have actually played in major league games. So yes, there might be times where it's advantageous to bunt, where strategically bunting is the right move. But you want to get these guys swings. You want to get these guys reps and show off what they can do. So that's why sometimes you might not see bunts in moments where you feel like it should happen. Swing and a miss on the 1-1 brings it to 1-2.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. But if you got a guy that's laying down a bunt out of nowhere, gunning it out, making the play, there's something intriguing about that to me, but maybe not for the MLB ball clubs.
It can be a lost art laying down a bunt. Again, it usually more at the lower levels more than the MLB level. I mean, you'll have some people, some of the hyper analytics that basically say laying down a bunt's a bad play unless you're getting on base at a torrid rate.
I think a lost art is a perfect way of putting it.
1-2. That was an odd swing that he barreled up. It looked like he wasn't sure what it was, and at the last moment, Enos was able to get his hands around quick enough to smack one down the left field line. Take another look. It was a very late swing, but he still got the bat speed there. Usually when you get those late indecisive swings, you just kind of flail at it. That time he lifts it high to left field. Malik only has to take a few steps towards his glove side, and he brings it in for out number 1. The first time seeing this young man, Ryan Enos, and I know he flew out there rather quietly, but I like the bat speed, and I see how he had so much success in college and why he basically is the record board at SUNY Oswego.
Yeah, you mentioned the bat speed. I mean, even on that foul down the third base line, if he's just waits on it a tad bit more, that one's ripped, and that one gets in there for a strike. But for him, he looks pretty comfortable. He's still kind of figuring out how to approach these pitchers. We saw it, multiple foul tips on that last at bat, but he looks good, and I see a lot of success in his USPBL season.
Zaborowski trying to keep this game right where it's at, 6-1. The Unicorns has scored in 3 of the first 4 innings, rather. They got to Trey Jones. Wave and a miss. Slider evaded the bat of Shin. Counts 1-2. Shin's grounded out twice to short. Zaborowski would love to find a third one, get a twofer, get out of the inning rather quickly.
It's been fun watching him.
1-2. Swing and a miss, and that'll allow Kreisen rather to move up. Wasn't sure if they got the foul tip. Did not. We'll get another look at it. But Zaborowski with his second strikeout. Yeah, that one not even close. Beetle just couldn't get the glove to it in time.
How about a 20-inch horizontal break? That thing was moving. Zaborowski, he's really settled in. The relief pitching, that might be his new calling. I mean, in 5 games this year, those were all from starts. It's his first relief outing all season long for the Mammoths.
He's done a nice job. This is the only game this weekend for the Mammoths, so don't be surprised if you see a lot of arms featured for Westside. Taylor Jelenkowski, again, it goes back to what we were talking about with the whole bunting thing. You want to get everyone a chance to throw against live arms. Keep everyone there to showcase what they have for MLB scouts. 0-2 pitch, strike 3 called, but Duras doesn't agree. Beetle will lay on the tag to end the inning. Back-to-back Ks for Zaborowski. A leadoff walk and nothing more. We head to the bottom of the 5th. 6-1 Corns on the USPBL Network.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you.
Go, that one.
The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
What are the odds that we're neighbors, where you've known each other our whole lives, and both tear the exact same things in this exact same knee?
So an ACL tear is an injury to the main stabilizing structure of the knee.
You want a good team around you, because then you know that what you're doing is going to help you in the long run.
My message to everyone who's helped me, thank you so much, because you guys helped me progress so much.
Also hearing it from a friend that's went through the exact same thing, I think sort of helps that know that there's a bright side at the end.
Golden hour here at Jimmy John's Field. And Michael Joyce, he's been golden on the mound. He's gone 4 innings. He's given up 4 hits, 3 of which have been extra base hits. But when you scatter them over 4 different innings, you're fine. Again, he's given up 1 hit an inning, and he's bounced back every time and made it look easy getting through the other 3 batters in the lineup. And it's been different guys. I mean, Pastor, Sharkits, Liam, and Seltzer all have hits, but they haven't been able to replicate those results. Zach Beadle, Alex Garbasic, and Nick Pastor are due up, and I want to see going into this 3rd time through the Mammoth order what Michael's able to produce if he's able to keep these hitters off balance.
Yeah, Michael, he's got a really strong approach from the mound, and for him, as he winds and kicks the first pitch of the inning right in there, he's on a roll at the moment these last few innings. But when you join the USPBL, you're still getting used to everything, the scenery, how the ball moves, the approach of the hitters, another swing and a miss. And for Joyce, that's what he's been doing the past few games that he's played. It's only his 2nd start now, and with 6 innings pitched under his belt before today, he's now into the 5th inning, and he's been pretty stellar, to say the least.
That last pitch was just number 60.
I mean, that's a low number.
Been very economical with his pitches. The 0-2 misses low and away.
You know, he's kept that consistency, and to me, he's gotten better as the game's gone on.
Swing and a pop-up. That one's well out of play. He's been, again, extremely consistent. A 1 double in the 1st, a home run in the 2nd, a single in the 3rd, a double in the 4th. So he's probably going to give up a hit, likely an extra base hit to someone this inning, but it's not going to be Zach Beadle. Gets him swinging and missing for strikeout number 5 on the day.
I mean, he's in complete control right now. You see these pitches, mind you, from a right-handed hitter moving left to right. I mean, they're sweeping left to right. He looks really good right now. And the Mammoths, a team that showed they can battle back from deficits, can get a run started at any moment. They're struggling. They have their hands full.
First pitch to Garbasic, called strike. Flied out to center field last time. Got a hold of one, just not quite all of it. 1 ball, 1 strike. And one thing that Joyce is doing that plagued Jones was he's living on the outer part of the zone. He's not missing over the middle too often. There's another perfect example. That is a sinker on the low outside part. The best Garbasic's probably doing with that is flaring it down the line. 2-2 to Garbasic.
Yeah, that sinker's been his pitch today, no doubt.
2-2. Swing and a ball lifted into left field deep. Schmack back, and he makes the catch at the wall. Garbasic Decent swing, just didn't get all of it, and he flies out to the track for out number 2.
Yeah, Joyce hung one in there. Not where he's been going. That's towards the center of the strike zone. But a good play in left field, and the Unicorn fielders, hats off, because they've done a really nice job here. They've backed up their pitcher. No errors from either team today is definitely something to keep note, as another good-looking pitch gets past Storr swinging. Tried to check it, nothing doing, as time is called.
0-1 to pass Storr. As Joyce, he's been great, looking for that first 1-2-3 inning. So if you follow the trends, you're betting on Nick Pastor to find a hit here. Next offering at the knees, 1-2.
So 71 pitches in. The question is, will they keep him out there if he's able to retire Pastor? Here we go.
Misses low, 2-2.
I'd probably keep him going, just seeing the way he settled in. You have a 5-run cushion. The Unicorns, this is somewhat uncharted territory for this team. Don't usually get off to leads like this.
Ground ball down the right side, foul, and when they do, they hold them.
Yeah, they do. And you haven't even had to bring out a reliever yet if you're Utica. Got someone warming up in the bullpen and right. Still a ton of fans here on this afternoon.
Count goes full to Pastor, 3-2. Joyce is not allowed a base on balls so far tonight. Another reason why he's been successful. No free passes. Payoff pitch. Strike 3 called. Pastor doesn't like it, thought it was a bit low. And Michael Joyce has his first 1-2-3 inning, half a dozen punch outs from the young man from Florida. We head to the 6th, still 6-1 Utica on the USPBL network.
Andy Appleby. I'm the owner and CEO of the USPBL. We're a 4-team league. We play at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan. Tryon has a wealth of resources that we can tap into when unique HR issues arise, even including visa and immigration issues related to our players. Tryon has helped us to get our baseball season up and running every year and has made a difficult task much easier.
That's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Everyone has something that motivates them to do better. And for me, that's my daughter Shelby. I named Shelby Construction Services after her as a reminder to always run the company in a way that would make her proud. Our goal isn't just to get the job done, but to get it done right. And that means making sure every customer has a 5-star experience. I think how a company treats you is just as important as the finished product. My daughter wouldn't have it any other way.
Call 833-6-SHELBY. That's 833-6-SHELBY.
Back here on the USPBL network, we're in the 6th inning, and the Utica Unicorns have been in control as another new arm on the mound for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. Coming in for them will be Bo Atkins, the righty, as I have a feeling with this being the only game the Mammoths play this weekend, might see a lot of guys get a lot of work. And next up, the righty from Riverton, Illinois, and Bo Atkins. Well, if that's the case, Carter, everyone's going to have one inning and it's going to be theirs. Go make an impression in 3 outs.
Yeah, and for Atkins, he's had that mix between starting games and coming in for relief, but on his season, he strikes people out, plain and simple. In 17 2/3 innings pitched, he's struck out 24 batters. The problem for him is in the hits category. Gives up close to a hit an inning, but he's got an opportunity now. Not a ton of pressure. You're down 6-1. Just work through your pitches, show you got some good stuff. And really, Atkins, he does have good stuff. Taking a look at his pitching arsenal, for him, he loves that fastball, but he also works in that slider and curveball well. Sometimes throws the splitter, so take note of what he's doing. Is he starting curveball, then slider, then fastball? Is he starting with the fastball? You got to look at that and see how confident he seems mixing up those kinds of pitches. Or maybe he's going to stick mostly with the fastball, which he goes to close to 50% of the time.
Greeted by the top of the order for the Unicorns, Dimitrol, Baggett, Schmack. And there's 8 of the 9 batters in the Utica lineup have reached. Dimitrol started off the game with the ground rule double, and Carter, that's when we kind of knew that, all right, maybe the Unicorns are locked in tonight.
For sure. It started with Dimitrol, 100%, and stayed on second base. Now went outside. He really did show this team we can hit a pitcher like Jones. On full display in the first at-bat of the game. And he hit for power, too. Got that ground rule double you mentioned. Got the first run of the game.
1-2, check swing, moot point. Dimitrol rung up, and Bo Atkins comes in, sets down the first batter he faces on strikes. That was surgical.
You took the words out of my mouth. Surgical. The Dave & Buster. I love that. Bo coming in, he's dealing. I mean, look at that movement. That's a professional pitch.
It's right where you want to see that slider, lone away to the right-handed hitter.
So that slider that he likes to throw around 30% of the time could be his pitch.
Baggett. Officially 0 for 1 today with a pair of walks. Counts 1-1. Maybe the 4th time to the plate he'll actually get to use the bat.
We mentioned Atkins not having that pressure. It's on display through his body language at the moment.
Well, inherently, you come into a game where you're down 5 runs. It's not the same as coming into the 8th in a 2-1 ball game, knowing that one mistake can turn the game on its head. So, but yeah, but the stats count all the same. Come in, show what you've got, and that slider to Dimitrol was great. He's heading the count here to Baggett, 1-2. Gets the wave and a miss. Beautiful pitch from Atkins.
He's locked in right now, and he's taking advantage of this opportunity. You mentioned it's different than coming in the 8th inning when you're holding on to a lead. Pitchers can be a little bit more stiff. And right now he's loose. He's pitching with confidence. It goes, get him swinging there, get him looking there, get him swinging again, and you just keep rolling with it. He looks great to start off his outing.
That was a splitter he used to punch out Baggett. So now Kyle Schmack's just hoping he can put a ball in play. 1 for 3 today with an RBI single. Atkins, 1-0. Slider, can't find it, 2-0. Atkins, deep breath into the motion. Swing and a miss. Fastball at 92. And that's one of the bigger things with Atkins is the difference between his fastball and the slider velocity. He can get to 92, 93, but that slider, well, if you're not ready for it, heck, they're 94 from Atkins.
Yeah, a guy coming into this game with a 2.55 ERA. He's pitching great, and you and I, we didn't expect this in these first 2 at-bats, but right now, the spin on the slider and the curveball, and then coming at you with the fastball, you're not expecting it. Oh, I thought we were going to get him there.
Just missed a bit away. He threw that splitter to Baggett, and knowing he's likely only has 1 inning, wonder if he goes back to that. 3-2. Fastball fouled straight back. Utica did go down in order back in the 2nd, but besides that, they've had action on the base paths and runners in scoring position in each of the other 4 frames. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Slider got Schmack swinging. And the Corns go down in order. Bo Atkins strikes out the side. We head to the bottom of the 6th. It's 6-1 Utica in the USPBL network.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Fifth Third Bank. Yeah, it's a quirky name. But here's the thing. 5/3 equals 166.7%. So we put 166.7% into everything we do. Like automatically getting you your paycheck up to 2 days early. Giving you well-deserved extra time to avoid overdraft fees. And helping you borrow from your future self. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Back here in the USPBL network, Michael Joyce's day has come to an end, and what a day it was. 5 innings, gives up 1 run on 4 hits, doesn't walk anyone, strikes out 6, and he figured it out pretty quickly. A very nice day for that young man.
Unbelievable. And you and I, we didn't expect it. Making his second start in the USPBL, still getting used to things. He comes out, he just absolutely deals. And you know what, Brady? He got better as the game went on, and that says a ton about him and a ton about what the Unicorns will be looking for from him for the rest of the season.
Andrew Severini, his replacement. Severini, the righty from just down the road in Clinton Township, the Madonna product, as Anthony Sharkis, Drew Fleming, and Fox Liam will occupy the box. 5-run deficit here at Jimmy John's Field. Sharkis 1 for 2 today with a double. Let's see if getting to the Unicorn pen can yield any results.
Yeah, and I think Severini's the right guy to put into this situation if you're the Unicorns. You have a 5-run lead. Throw out a guy who has been consistent but seen his struggles this season.
Half-hearted hack from Sharkis.
You know, you can gain confidence in games like these back.
Severini has a fastball, changeup, and a curveball in a pretty traditional 3-pitch mix. 1-1. Ball lifted into the left center gap. Didn't get all of it, but it drops in for a leadoff single. And that brings up Drew Fleming.
That's what he does best. Good piece of hitting. Here comes the power hitter. Fleming, not out of it yet. 5 runs.
Oh, Fleming has not had a great day so far. Joyce was able to neutralize the big man with a strikeout and a pop-out. Fleming is liable to put one over the fence at any moment. First pitch, low and away, ball 1. Severini set, holds the 1-0. 2-0, fastball missed away.
And you know Fleming, his juices are flowing right now. He lives for moments like these, just trying to cut it down. He'd love it.
Down 5, you don't need the home run, although that was obviously a home run swing. That is a breaking ball left up in the zone, and Drew just came up a bit empty. That ball must have looked huge coming in. 2-1. Misses away, 3-1.
You got to have the feeling Severini, he doesn't want to pitch to him.
Yeah, but you got Fox Liam behind him. Not necessarily a guy I want to see coming up with 2 on and nobody out. 3-1. Ground ball to the left side. 6, 4, 3. That neutralizes the threat pretty quickly. Big time pitch from Severini in a hitter's count, and how quickly the script has been flipped. Nobody on with 2 away for Fox Liam.
Huge turn. Could have seen a big swing in the game. Instead, Fleming grounds into the double play, and Severini's got to love it. Good for him on the mound. You can keep it going. Put his head down. Nobody on. Just work on the batter at hand.
Fox Liam doubled his last time up. Takes ball 1 on the changeup. Liam, the hitting numbers weren't there early, but he was one guy that we preached patience with. He was walking, he was seeing the ball well, and now Fox is finally starting to actually get those the pretty numbers up there. The average is rising, the home runs are coming, the RBIs are coming. He's starting to bring the stick with it, but part of it was you have to get a pitch to hit in order to get those numbers up. He was walking at a ridiculous rate. I mean, he has 12 hits on the year. He has 21 walks. And that's actually slowed down from where it was at. You look at the league leaders in walks. The only ones with more are Bailey Martin and Noah Marcoux from the Diamond Hoppers. Two-1. 2-2. Pitcher's pitch away.
And you mentioned the 21 walks. He's hoping to get a call there, just outside.
That's a big difference between a 3-1 and a 2-2 count. The 2-2 goes to 3-2.
A lot of discipline from Fox Liam.
Malik Bolin 0 for 2 today. If you're Severini, you know, maybe I don't have to throw something right at him. Liam battles, and that's the other thing. We might as well just start counts with Fox Liam at 3-2 because I believe our lead data analytics intern, Devin, I believe it was about 5 pitches an at-bat was about what he was averaging before the All-Star break. Sounds right. Sounds like it was about there. All right, so it's 4.5, round up. This at-bat's going to raise that average. This is at least pitch number 8 coming up.
A guy with 21 walks, you're going to get in some battles.
Like as a pitcher, after you throw 3 strikes to get fouled away, you go, all right, what do I have to do? Gets that ball lifted, but it's tailing away from Ochoa. He works over into the valley of foul territory, and Fox Liam is retired. A 3-batter inning, the leadoff single, but a double play neutralizes it. We head to the 7th, 6-1 Unicorns on the USPBL network.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal getter or dream chaser, an empty nester or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
We build roads, bridges, wind farms, and pipelines, schools to skyscrapers. Our members create monuments. We operate. We're the operators and mechanics behind the advanced heavy machines that move Michigan forward. We maintain boilers and HVAC. Our members run the complex heating and cooling systems that we all depend on. Our training is second to none, and safety is our priority. We are Operating Engineers 324, and we keep Michigan running.
The perfect match. It's what so many of us are looking for. When it comes to getting a mortgage, how can you find the one that's perfect for you? Start at mortgagematchup.com. Because the only way to get a mortgage that's easier and more affordable is to find a local home loan expert first. Go to mortgagematchup.com today.
Back here on the USPBL Network, 6-1 Westside Woolly Mammoths trail as they bring out another new arm. This time it's the lefty out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Standing at 6'4", Jacob Meyer comes into the game. And as I suspected, Carter, we might see a full showcase of this Mammoth bullpen.
We definitely might. Testing out your bullpen, seeing who thrives in what situations. And at the moment, we're in the 7th inning, and you got Meyer on the mound in his 12th appearance of the season. So far this year, he's been pretty solid out of the bullpen, a 3.86 ERA, a little bit higher than you'd hope. But if you look at the numbers, he's got 19 strikeouts and a little over 16 innings pitched. He's only given up 9 walks, 14 hits in that time. So for him, he's a little up and down. It kind of depends on the night. But he has a little fire to him, and we might see that from Meyer.
The Unicorns did their work early. Not that they can relax, but getting a 5-run lead in the early innings. If you're in the dugout, you can sit back a little easier, enjoy a summer snack on a hot night. Maybe get a little watermelon, a little pineapple. Maybe you got a bomb pop going in there, but get something where you don't have to stress as much, especially if you're seeing a different pitcher every inning. You're not worried about, all right, how are we going to scratch across the run? Right now, it feels like anything the Unicorns get is gravy. Jared Weber, Austin Ochoa, and Ethan Kreisen coming up. I do want to give the flowers, though, to Bo Atkins. His one inning was brief, but it was nasty.
Yeah, he was brilliant out there. Moving his pitches and mixing them up as well. Sometimes you come into the game and you're a little bit looser. You don't have as much pressure, which he did not have, but he still kept that intensity with his pitches, and he was moving things around. He was really good out there.
Mammoth pitching has actually struck out 5 straight Unicorns dating back to Tyler Shin's punch out in the 5th. Zaborowski got the last 2 he faced, and then Atkins went 3 for 3 with Ks. Now Meyer trying to keep it going. He will not. Caught in center field by Pastor. Hard hit ball by Weber, but he lines out to center for the 2nd time today. That brings up Austin Ochoa. That sinking line drive, and Pastor, another good jump on it. He's able to read it right off the bat, and he's helped out his pitchers a bit. Broken bat pop-up for Ochoa, and some late communication. Fox Liam brings it in. For Cordell Dunn Jr., physics would have kicked in. I don't want to run into Fox Liam when he's going full speed. That's a freight train.
Agreed, and these kind of plays can be confusing. He was sprinting in, playing a little bit farther back, almost towards the outfield. If you see the second baseman on your screen,
hey, you'll see them all converge, and Cordell coming in. And had to be a bit of a slippery snake there at the end to avoid the collision with Liam.
Actually really smart by the pitcher, Jacob Meyer, just laying back, letting his fielders take care of it. Could have been a collision for sure.
Now, people can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the rule of thumb in that situation is technically, for most people, the second baseman would have priority over first base in general. However,
just get the
Cordell,
out.
Well, yes, get the out, but I'm not going to risk running into Fox Liam. Fox is winning that battle 10 times out of 10. We have Fox listed at 6'2", 230. That's a fullback running over, trying to bring that in. Meanwhile, Ethan Kreisen, who's had a terrific night, 2 for 2 rather, with a walk last time up, has not been retired yet today. The 1-2. Strike 3 called. Kreisen knew it. And the Unicorns go down in order for the second straight inning. We head to the bottom of the 7th, but not before stretch time here on the USPBL network. Watch it at home. Get up, stretch along as we sing along to Take Me Out to the Ball Game by Genesis Credit Union.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
Fans hanging out here on a Friday night on the USPBL network as Matt Colucci greeted with a standing ovation. It may or may not have also had something to do with the free t-shirts they're throwing away, but Matt gets a standing O as he comes into the game, trying to hold on to this 6-1 lead. Matt Colucci, he is a 6'2", 210-pound Amherst, New York native. He comes into this one an ERA under 2, strikes out over a guy an inning, keeps the walks down. He will get hit a little bit, but when you strike out more than a guy an inning, you can afford to give up a hit every now and again.
For sure, and one of the more consistent pitchers on this team, if not one of the more consistent pitchers in the entire USPBL. But for him, you mentioned those 25 strikeouts in 24 innings. Really solid stuff. He's only given up 5 hits. He's only given up 8 walks all season in 15 appearances. Pretty unbelievable. And it'll be really interesting to see how he approaches this game. Just looking to get out of it.
Colucci, he'll use his main pitch as a slider, a 2-seam, a curveball, and a cutter. But for the most part, you're going to see the slider and you're going to see the 2-seam with a little bit of a break to it. He'll be greeted by Malik Bolin, Colby Seltzer, and Cordell Dunn Jr. to follow. First pitch swinging, lined out. Demetral watched it into the glove. Bolin didn't get all of it, only 71 off the bat. Gave Demetral time
they say
to go up the middle and, well, maybe take a hit away from Malik.
Check out the reaction time. I mean, that ball looks like it's going over second base, and he's able to dive for it, get there in time. Good effort, good play. And Demetral keeps it going for the Unicorns. Really nice game they've played here today, Brady.
They've been, well, they took the lead in the top of the first and haven't looked back since. 6-1 Unicorns, bottom of the 7th. Mammoths are down to their final 8 outs. Colby Seltzer responsible for their only run of the game. A solo shot back in inning number 2. That was a towering fly ball that I thought Baduras out in center was going to track down, and it just kept going. 1-1. 1-2. That had Seltzer buckled.
Those are the pitches that a guy with a 1.88 ERA in 15 appearances can throw. Just out there having fun with it.
Ball and 2 strikes. Colucci set the pitch. Can't find it. 2-2.
You know, do you think he's really pitching for strikeouts or more for contact? Hard to tell.
Well, that one was a challenge pitch.
Yep.
That was a two-seamer up in the zone. Two balls, two strikes. 2-2. Lifted into center field, very playable. Coming in, oh, didn't even, it fooled Baduras. That one off the bat. Baduras, I think, took half a step back. Take a look on the replay. Slow to come in. And it froze him for a second. We saw a play earlier in the game where Schmack thought the ball wasn't hit as hard as it was. I think Baduras thought that ball was hit harder than it actually was.
Yeah, just not quick enough on the reaction time. He took a second or two. And
First pitch, no, didn't go around. I think Cordell got a little bit of a break with that one. Oh for 2 today, grounded out last time. 1-0. Ground ball left side, backhanded by Baggett to his knees, throws across the diamond, not a chance. It was a flashy play to glove it, but that's an infield single for CJ Dunn, and there's 2 on with 1 away.
Is the grass over there a little slippery? Because that was a heck of a slide there. Let's look at it again. Good effort. Not able to make the throw in time, but
yeah, from your knees sliding away, can't get any of your lower half into that throw.
Yeah,
there are very few people on the planet that would have thrown out Dunn there.
No, but nonetheless, a really pretty looking play.
Dre Williams Nelson pinch hitting. So, if I may speculate for a moment, I have a feeling Cordell Dunn Jr. will come to catch, and Dre Williams Nelson will go in to second as he's up for Zach Beadle.
Never too late for a pretzel.
Ground ball to short, to second for 1. The relay to first gets away from Weber. The Mammoths will get another run to score, and Nelson puts on the brakes at second. So it's on a fielder's choice and an error, but the Mammoths inch a little bit closer to make it 6-2 here in the 7th.
Not done just yet. That'll work. Couple of infield hits, nothing wrong with that. And right now, the Mammoths are looking to storm back, and they're at a part in the order where it's possible.
Well, Alex Garbasic can find a way to reach, get a 2-out rally going that flips the lineup over.
Only 1 out for them.
Excuse me, only 1 out. No, there is 2. They got the first out at second, and they had the line out to center. They just didn't complete the double play. Yeah, because the scoreboard here says 1. But they definitely had 2. You had me second guessing myself, because yeah, they never put the first out up on the scoreboard. But Malik lined out to second to start the inning. And then Dre, who's standing on second base, hit into a fielder's choice. They just didn't get the out over at first.
They must be trying to get the ratings up, make this a closer game.
Something for the drama. As long as the umpires know there's 2 away, that's the important part.
Yes, indeed.
6-2 Unicorns. Nelson off to third, the throw down, and he easily swiped the bag. So that ensures a base hit will bring him in to score. But Garbasic ahead in the count 3-1. If he can turn the lineup over, Pastor, Sharkus, Fleming, Waite, and the wings, you can see how this could have ingredients for a big comeback inning. 3-1. Wave and a miss. Count goes full. The umpire has just now corrected that there's 2 outs. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Runner on third. Ground ball up the middle, ranging over Baggett. He knocks it down with the glove. Throw to first, offline, and that'll be an infield single. I think Garbasic would have beat it there anyway. RBI single for Garbasic, and the lead's down to 3 for the Unicorns.
Interesting spot in the game we're in, Brady. Only down 3. They're playing a little bit of unicorn ball, this small ball action in this inning, and they got 2 runs to show for it.
Matt Colucci, he needs to find a way to, I guess it's not all on him because the error kept the inning alive on the fielder's choice. You hope you get 2 in that scenario, and he hasn't given up a really hard hit ball. You had the flare single from Seltzer. Dunn had an infield hit, then the fielder's choice and an error, and then Garbasic with the infield single. So he hasn't pitched poorly, but you're going to look back and say he hasn't earned, actually it wouldn't be an earned run at all, but 2 runs have been given up, and the Mammoths are trying to claw back.
And you know, you were talking about keeping the ball on the ground, keeping in front of fielders. Even that last at-bat that brought in the run definitely could have been an out.
Breaking ball, good pitch to move on, and if it was a force out, Garbasic would have been safe. Got a big jump, and he puts himself in scoring position, adding to the pressure of the inning.
Smart base running this whole inning from the Mammoths. They've been stealing bases, advancing runners.
Pastor can find a big hit. Count evens to 2-2. Now that pressure just amplifies more and more with this 2-out rally. Anthony Sharkis on deck. He's 2 for 3. I don't think you want to see him at the plate today. There's a flare right to Demetrol. Had to go back onto the outfield grass, but a broken bat pop out gets the Unicorns out of the inning with limited damage. We head to the 8th. 6-3, Mammoths inching closer on the USPBL network.
You know, they say, losing hope, that's the real disaster. Last year, Tropical Storm Fred sent a devastating wall of water and debris down this river. And when the waters receded, Belfour was here. Not just to rebuild, but to help restore the life of this community. Belfour, restoring more than property.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch.
The perfect match. It's what so many of us are looking for. When it comes to getting a mortgage, how can you find the one that's perfect for you? Start at mortgagematchup.com. Because the only way to get a mortgage that's easier and more affordable is to find a local home loan expert first. Go to mortgagematchup.com today.
Back here on the USPBL network, and coming in for the Westside Woolly Mammoths, the hard-throwing lefty Michael Esposito into the game for Taylor Jellikowski's club. He'll make no bones about what Michael wants to do. He wants to throw fastballs, he wants to throw heat, and he wants to do it often. He has 2 pitches that he's thrown this year. A fastball that he throws about 8 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, and a slider that he has just to mix it up.
Yeah, and his stats so far this season have been pretty swell. 2.41 ERA, and this will be his 12th appearance on the year, which will tie Jacob Meyer, who we saw earlier in this game, for the team high, but he strikes out people consistently. 27 Ks and just about 19 innings pitched. That fastball, the heater, you might call it, blows by the batters
Let's see what Enos can do, the newbie to the USPBL. He'll be the new right fielder for the Unicorns.
First pitch, ball one, and as suspected, Dre Williams-Nelson over at second. 1-0 misses away, 2-0. He'll sit in 95. And he'll just try to overpower you with that fastball. Ground ball up the middle. Seltzer behind second base, over to first for out number one. Enos goes out on the 6-3 ground out, and that brings up Tyler Shin.
Next up for the Unicorns.
My goal is to never put upon the announcer's jinx on anyone. But at this moment, no errors from either team. Hats off. Really nicely done. I have not seen that. I don't know if I have seen that, I should say, in a game this year at the USPBL. A lot of really nice plays made, especially in the infield.
Yeah, there have been guys flashing the leathers so far tonight. There's another example with Seltzer. Shin 0 for 3 today. He's the only Unicorn to not reach base safely. Big swing and a miss at a 95-mile-per-hour fastball. I believe last time I saw Michael Esposito, it was pitch 18 when he first showed the slider. 1-1. Fastball couldn't find the zone, 2-1. Esposito looks in. Righty Shin waits the pitch. Swing and a miss. 94 got it by him. He's living on the outer part of the plate.
Got a little bit of time here, home plate, but that fastball can move.
It is one of the best fastballs you'll see here in the league. 2-2. Swing. Oh, that can't feel good. 95-mile-per-hour fastball and a foul ball off the catcher's mask. I think it more stunned Cordell than anything, but that's never going to feel great. Ooh, that caught him on the side of the helmet. Yeah, they're going to give him a second to recalibrate and take all the time you need. I can empathize with that in a big way. 2-2 once again. Swing and a miss. Came right back with another fastball. Middle. Gets it by Shin. 2 up, 2 down.
Center fielder number 3, Sam Maduris.
It's an angry pitch. I mean, the wind, the kick, the pitch with authority.
2 up, 2 down, and in fact, the Unicorns haven't reached base since Ethan Kreisen's walk to lead off the 5th inning. They did their damage early, and it's a good thing they did, because they have been retired 11 straight. Esposito looking for the 3rd straight 1-2-3 inning. This 4th time through the order, the Unicorns have only gotten 1 ball to leave the infield. 0-2 to Baduras. Pitch. Swing and another pop-up out of play.
It's been a long game, Brady. We're at 9:20 at the moment, and we got fireworks coming up after this at Jimmy John's Field.
That's why the capacity crowd staying here at Jimmy John's. The 0-2. Swinging the ball lifted to right center and deep. Fleming on his horse. He's not going to get there. Hits off the berm of the track. Baduras on his horse. He's heading to third. The throw not in time. And Sam Baduras triples into the right center gap. And that brings up Andre Demetrol. But an opposite field triple for Baduris. That's a beautiful swing.
Yeah, Baduris has had a great game here today. Hats off to him, but got to give some credit to Fleming. You didn't see it originally, but check out the replay. A rocket from the warning track.
I didn't think there was a prayer that they were going to get close to that, get close to third. And if that throw is a foot towards home plate, Baduris might get gunned out because he wasn't sliding. He didn't think they had a chance. For any MLB team out there, because Drew Fleming is draft eligible, I think that throw showcases just what he can do. He was in the deep part of right center field. I'd say that throw had to have traveled 250 feet.
Jaw-dropping throw. I thought there was no way he would even have a shot when he was winding up.
So it was a great swing from Demetrol, a great throw from Fleming. Couldn't get him. That also shows just how quick Baduris is out of the box. And now Demetrol has an RBI opportunity. Here's the throw one more time. From the track in right center, it doesn't skip until more than the midway point between second and third.
Closer to third base, and on one hop, right into the chest of the Mammoth third baseman. As you said, a foot closer to home plate. He might have been gunned down, but here's Demetrol with another opportunity. 2 strikes.
Time called. Got a pitch clock violation on Esposito, and that runs the count full. Drew Fleming did pitch in college, so that helps out the arm strength a bit.
Big pitch.
3-2. Lifted back out of play. We'll have another big pitch.
And we saw on those fastballs being thrown from the mound at the moment, they can be ripped, pulled, opposite field hits, and we saw that in the last batter, but here's Demetrol.
3-2, lifted back out of play. 18 pitches, 18 fastballs. I don't think on 3 and 2 we're going to see the slider, but Esposito has been all fastball. Can he find one more? Missed with the fastball. Runners on the corners with 2 away.
And they keep it going.
Brings up Patrick Baggett. He'll bat from the right side for the first time tonight.
Interesting game we've seen here, Brady. And to be honest, very entertaining. Lots of balls hit into play, whether the line drive hits into the infield or deep fly balls into the grass.
Runner off to second, Demetrol. No throw from Dunn, so there's 2 runners in scoring position. As Baggett, he's gone walk, strikeout, walk, strikeout.
This is a guy that'll threaten some runs for sure.
In the dirt, 2-0. Demetrol at second nearly got caught sneaking ahead a bit too much. He was almost halfway to third before he realized Dunn kept it in front of him.
Still so many people here, really cool under the lights, especially with this crowd and the game we've had tonight. Tons of action all around.
Runner on third is Baduris. He's tripled with 2 away. Demetrol on second. 3-0 now the count to Patrick Baggett. If he walks, it's Kyle Schmack due up. Four-pitch walk. Patrick Baggett reaches for the third time today, as Kyle Schmack comes to the plate with the bases loaded.
little bit of more entertainment for this packed crowd. Thought the game was, winding down a ton. Now a bases loaded opportunity.
Well, runs for the Unicorns could help because the Mammoths did push across 2 in the bottom of the 7th. So a little bit of insurance could go a long way. First pitch fastball misses 1-0. Esposito got the first 2 batters out quickly. Now facing a bases loaded jam. Schmack.
I mean, if I'm him, I'm just committing to the fastball. Just keep it going.
Well, he hasn't thrown the slider yet, and I think that's what every batter has done so far.
And maybe he's setting up for the slider in a scenario where he can get 2 strikes.
It'd be a long setup. 93 in the dirt puts it at 2-1. You have nowhere to put Schmack. Two and one. The pitch. 3-1. It's put it in the zone or walk in a run. Dell Dunn Jr. comes out to have a word.
Gotta get the Sandlot music playing. Nothing like it.
Runner on third, Baduras. Runner on second, Demetrol. Baggett's over at first. A walk extends the lead to 7-3. Mammoths build up a little bit of momentum. The Unicorns will get a run back on the RBI walk for Kyle Schmack, his second ribby of the day. All 7 runs have been scored with 2 away. And this started with a 2-out triple from Sam Baduras. He was parked over at third for a while, but eventually gets to come home. And 7-3 Utica.
Yeah, Esposito just struggling to find the strike zone. Plain and simple, and he got through those first 2 batters quickly, but that one play changes a ton. I mean, left a fastball over the plate, ripped opposite field for 3. 3 as in a triple, and it just kind of gets to the pitcher. We're seeing it right now with Esposito. And he's done.
Michael Esposito, his day's done. Have a new pitcher and Harry in a bases loaded jam. 7-3 Unicorns on the USPBL network.
We build roads, bridges, wind farms, and pipelines, schools to skyscrapers. Our members create monuments. We operate. We're the operators and mechanics behind the advanced heavy machines that move Michigan forward. We maintain boilers and HVAC. Our members run the complex heating and cooling systems that we all depend on. Our training is second to none, and safety is our priority. We are Operating Engineers 324, and we keep Michigan running.
The perfect match. It's what so many of us are looking for. When it comes to getting a mortgage, how can you find the one that's perfect for you? Start at mortgagematchup.com. Because the only way to get a mortgage that's easier and more affordable is to find a local home loan expert first. Go to mortgagematchup.com today.
Back here at Jimmy John's Field, 7-3, the Utica Unicorns lead the Mammoths, and any comeback effort from the Mammoths could be thwarted if Aaron Evers, who just took over, can't find a way to get the out as Jared Weber awaits him. Evers is, well, he's pretty darn solid for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. He'll come at you with a changeup, a curveball, a sinker, and a fastball. But Evers, so far this year, a 3 ERA in 12 innings of work. He strikes out more than a guy an inning, but a couple of walks from Michael Esposito after a couple of hits, and he has a pretty high-pressure spot here.
Indeed, and just needs to find a way to retire one hitter. Unfortunately for him, that hitter is the All-Star Game MVP, Jared Weber, who already has an RBI today. If given something given something in the strike zone, he won't be afraid.
First pitch, fastball misses upstairs, 1-0. Evers. Ball hit high, not deep. Bolin ranging over into foul ground towards the bullpen. Makes the catch. Malik Bolin running in on the fence, able to look it into the glove and avoid a disastrous inning. Evers comes in, gets the out he needed. We head to the bottom of the 8th. 7-3 Unicorns on the USPBL network.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
You know, they say, losing hope, that's the real disaster. Last year, Tropical Storm Fred sent a devastating wall of water and debris down this river. And when the waters receded, Belfour was here. Not just to rebuild, but to help restore the life of this community. Belfour, restoring more than property.
Back here on the USPBL network. And the Westside Woolly Mammoths trail by 4 after they give up a run in the top half. Although I guess the good news is if you're a Mammoth fan, 2 3-4s due up. It's Anthony Sharkis, Drew Fleming, and Fox Liam. So if you're going to make a comeback, these are likely the guys who will kickstart it.
Colucci looks like he's going to stay out there, try to close things out. I believe this will be the final inning. No, it will not. We're going to go through 9.
So Colucci have to navigate Sharkis, Fleming, and Liam. Sharkis, he's 2 for 3 in his comeback, coming off of injury. He's just need to find a way to get base runners. Solo shot doesn't hurt the Unicorns too much. Find a way to put the pressure on. First pitch swinging for Sharkis, follows it straight back. Doubled his first time up, grounded out in between his 2 hits, and singled last time up. "90-mile-per-hour fastball misses away. Sharkis waits. Colucci set. The 1-1. Hard hit ball right at Ochoa. He didn't have to move at all, and even when Sharkus makes outs, they're impressive. That's a tough first out for the Mammoths here in the 8th.
Yeah, that was on a rope. Right at him, but as I say, right at him, right in his glove. Positioned perfectly.
Drew Fleming has not had a day to remember. A strikeout, a pop out, and a double play. Behind on a 91-mile-per-hour fastball. Start this one off. Behind on that pitch as well. Colucci came with the slider. And right now it feels like you have Fleming in knots. Colucci gets the sign. The 0-2. Hard hit ball, backhanded by Ochoa. Bobbles it, plants, throws, gets Fleming by a step. Nice job by Austin Ochoa not to panic, settle down, and make a nice firm throw over to first for the second out of the inning.
Never gave up on it, and what a throw. Just out of a cannon.
Nice stretch from Weber too, by the way.
And he had to turn, he was facing home plate. He had to turn his body fully to get the ball back. And he was facing the left field foul pole. On that back foot, just slung it in there.
Fox Liam waves past the first pitch he sees. 7-3 Unicorns in the in the 8th. Oh, that one hit Liam. Or no, that didn't. How did he get out of the way of that? I thought for sure that caught him on the foot.
Looked like it might have just hit the lefty batter's box.
He danced out of the way. Liam's got those quick feet.
And I gotta say, Brady, if you're thinking about coming to a game at Jimmy John's Field, look no further than a Friday night. The energy's high. You got fireworks after. That one just misses.
Ooh, that's a pretty good pitch from Colucci. I guess when you're Fox Liam, though, and you have the eye that he has, it's some of that reputation where if he's taking it, okay, maybe that did miss a little bit. 3-1. Oh, boy. Swung out of his shoes on that one. He was looking to put that one to Canada. Counts full. As violent of a swing as you will see. And he works a walk. Death taxes Fox Liam works a walk. And with 2 away, there's a runner on for Malik Bolin.
His 22nd walk of the season. Not lying.
Malik Bolin 0 for 3 today.
You know, maybe he can carry that momentum from that stellar catch he had last half inning.
He's been aggressive today. Watch his strike one go by. 0-1. Colucci set. The offering. Check swing. The appeal. No swing, says the field umpire. 1-1 to Malik. Colucci set. Off of first, Liam. The pitch. Wave and a miss. 1-2. Colucci with the long look in. Malik looking for his first hit of the day. The pitch. And Fox Liam will move up on defensive indifference. So I'm sure Fox will want that to go in the book as a stolen base, but that might go in as defensive indifference. But he puts himself in scoring position, RBI spot. That one's lifted to right field. Enos going back, and he makes the catch at the track. Liam walks with 2 away, but nothing more. We head to the 9th. It's a 7-3 lead for Utica on the USPBL network.
Okay, Jimmy John's Field, here is your chance to get that energy flowing. You know the song. It's Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline.
Everyone has something that motivates them to do better. And for me, that's my daughter Shelby. I named Shelby Construction Services after her as a reminder to always run the company in a way that would make her proud. Our goal isn't just to get the job done, but to get it done right. And that means making sure every customer has a 5-star experience. I think how a company treats you is just as important as the finished product. My daughter wouldn't have it any other way.
Call 833-6-SHELBY. That's 833-6-SHELBY.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Back here at the USPBL network. Unicorns looking for some insurance here in the 9th. They are nursing a 7-3 lead. Austin Ochoa, Ethan Kreisen, and Ryan Enos due up. As Aaron Evers will try to keep the deficit right where it's at, not make the job any harder in the 9th. Ochoa went yard in his second at-bat back in inning number 3. 1 for 3 today. He's also walked. Evers set the pitch, misses away, ball 1. He can be a little more aggressive here with a 4-run cushion. Doesn't have to risk walking anyone. He can be aggressive. Solo shot does not hurt you. 1-0. 2-0. Unicorns have only walked 3, excuse me, the Mammoths have only walked 3 batters. Ground ball, hit to third, throw across the diamond, pulls him off the bag, and Ochoa nearly avoided it. Nice job by Liam to make some contact for out number 1.
I thought he jumped over the tag.
It was a heck of an effort.
How about that?
Let's see.
I mean, I
think he got his left leg.
He must have, because the umpire was very sure about it. Up here, it did not look like it. Tough angle, though.
First pitch swinging has popped way up in the air. Near second, and Dre Williams-Nelson brings it in for out number 2. Ryan Enos to the plate.
Fun to see a guy like Enos come up in this situation.
Doubled his first time up, 0 for 3 cents. Quick correction, the Mammoths have had 5 walks. If you include, there's another look at that tag. I think right there he caught him on the shin. Yeah. The camera's got the back side of where the tag would have been.
If he didn't, you'd think there'd be some dispute.
Yeah, you didn't get too much argument from Ochoa, and that's a good point. That's if he didn't feel he tagged him, he probably would have politicked a little harder to stay on first. Enos picked up his first hit here in the USPBL earlier tonight. I mean, he can swing away here, a home run. You know, gives you a little extra. There's 2 away. That's where the Unicorns have scored all 7 of their runs tonight.
You know, I see the benefit way more for Enos than it is for the Unicorns if he can do that.
Big swing and a miss. Evers got him with the changeup. 1-2. Evers. The pitch. Or not. Was that? Oh, you saw the pitch clock, maybe? Devin, what are you putting that pitch in the book as? Ephus? Really slow changeup? Other. That's a good one to put it in. Under other. I have to imagine but you can, as long as you're in the motion.
I don't even know. I've never seen something like that.
I think everyone was as confused as Enos was.
It's late. We're past our bedtime here at the USPBL.
Apparently, because I'm going to have to figure out what in the world that was. I'm at a loss of words.
Anyways.
2-2. Wonder if Dunn called for that. 2-2. 3-2.
They're just holding it up their sleeve all game. Taking another look here.
Okay, so very casual and nearly hit Enos. And Dunn, if he was surprised, he hit it well. 3-2. Ground ball stays 3-2. Now I just want to see the pitch again. Really lock him up on 3-2. I don't even think we got, it didn't even record the pitch. Swing another foul ball. And usually all our TrackMan data will give it to us, but watch, normal pitch, and then it was like someone called time, but Dunn was ready for it.
I mean,
that because he looked it in and tried to frame it a little bit.
It's like in Space Jam when they get taken over mid-game.
Another foul ball. Why not extend this at bat?
That's what I thought of, but
what's the catcher sign for other? Just a fist? Just both hands down? That is
I think it's just a shoulder shrug.
Yeah, just two hands up. That is one that I am going to have to figure out what happened.
We might have to ask personally what was going on there.
3-2. Ground ball, third base side. Garbasic gloves it, fires to first, and the Unicorns go down in order. Mammoths need 4 in the bottom of the 9th. Otherwise, the Unicorns will take one out of the break. You're watching the USPBL Network.
Fifth Third Bank. Yeah, it's a quirky name. But here's the thing, 5/3 equals 166.7%. So we put 166.7% into everything we do. Like automatically getting you your paycheck up to 2 days early, giving you well-deserved extra time to avoid overdraft fees, and helping you borrow from your future self. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
We build roads, bridges, wind farms, and pipelines, schools to skyscrapers. Our members create monuments. We operate. We're the operators and mechanics behind the advanced heavy machines that move Michigan forward. We maintain boilers and HVAC. Our members run the complex heating and cooling systems that we all depend on. Our training is second to none, and safety is our priority. We are Operating Engineers 324, and we keep Michigan running.
Unicorns 3 outs away from a win. Ben Kreisen, he's the one tasked with finishing it off. The brother battery up once again as Ben will pitch to Ethan.
That's my personal favorite story of the USPBL season so far. You got the two brothers playing catch from the mound to home plate like it's back in the old days when they were playing catch in the backyard. I love it.
I know we've had high school teammates in Ryan Carolden and Whit Hughes pitch to each other, but I don't know if since I've been here, which has only been since the start of last year, we haven't had a pair of brothers, and that's something a little special for Ben and Ethan Kreisen, as it's not a safe situation with it being a 4-run lead, but he still has to get Colby Seltzer, Cordell Dunn Jr., and Dre William Nelson out if they want to celebrate a Unicorn win. Ben Kreisen, he comes at you with a fastball, a slider, and once in a while we'll mix in a curveball. 1-0 to Colby Seltzer. Solo shot back in the second. Deep left center field. 1-0. 2-0. Kreisen, the long look in. The pitch. 3-0. And Carter, you know what you never want to do when they're in the ninth inning when a team's trying to mount a comeback. Cardinals rule number 1, you don't walk the leadoff man. Bad things happen when you walk the leadoff man. Now, that goes to 3-1. It's one of those rules. Nothing good ever happens after a dropped interception, and nothing good ever happens after you walk the leadoff man.
I think those are two great rules to go by in sports.
Kreisen trying to battle back. He cannot. Seltzer walks.
Could you imagine?
I mean, you can't hit a 4-run home run leading off the inning, so you need to find a way to get on base. So a leadoff walk helps the situation. C.J. Dunn Jr. singled last time up. By hook or by crook, if he can find a way on, then you get the tying run out of the dugout and in the on-deck circle. And as you get closer to the top of the order coming back up, you really start to put the screws to him. That's a good first pitch from Ben Kreisen, getting the swing and miss.
And this packed crowd here tonight at Jimmy John's Field, they deserve an exciting ninth inning. Wouldn't that be something? Waiting a long time. We're 30 minutes past where we usually end these games, and they're waiting for these fireworks. They should be rewarded with a close finish.
0-1. Kreisen delivers. Backhands by Ethan Kreisen.
And Ethan's had a nice transition into the league so far.
Yeah, Ben was here first, then Ethan joined him. Ben right now focused on throwing strikes, something he is struggling to do behind the count, 2-1, and even the strike he got on Cordell had to chase a little bit for it. 2 balls and a strike. Runner on first, nobody out. Hard hit ball, back up the middle. CJ gets a pretty big piece of that one, and there's 2 on with nobody out as Dre Williams Nelson comes to the plate.
We got some action here in the bottom of the 9th. Down 4, never down and out until the last inning.
Dre Williams Nelson was a pinch hitter. Reached on a fielder's choice last time. Tying run at the moment is represented by Alex Garbasic in the on-deck circle. The 0-1. Wave and a miss from Dre. Nice job by Ben Kreisen to get ahead in the count 0-2, something he didn't do with Seltzer or Dunn. Ground ball here would really alleviate a lot of pressure. Get another double play. Spoiling swing from Williams Nelson. Right now, the runners on base, Seltzer and Cordell Dunn Jr., their jobs, just don't run into an out. Don't make an unnecessary out and keep the pressure on Ben Kreisen. That long look in. Gets the sign, comes set, the 0-2. In the dirt. Nice job by Ethan to keep it in front of him and keep a force at any base and just keep everything in front, because if that gets by him, now there's runners on second and third. There's no double play ball. Just it helped keep the inning intact for the moment. One and two. The pitch. In the dirt again. And ask for an appeal. That's one of the few times I've ever seen a pitcher turn and ask for an appeal. Say Dre Williams Nelson held up, and the count's even at 2-2.
Yeah, not only the pitcher, but also the brother.
Nice job blocking that too by Ethan.
Both looking at the umpire at the same time, but
like they have a little bit of chemistry or something. 2-2.
Task at hand, strikeout.
Find a way to get an out any way you can. After starting off with 2 good pitches, 3 non-competitive pitches, and counts full. Been a walk and a single. Ben Kreisen comes set, the 3-2. Swing and a spoiling foul ball from Dre Williams Nelson.
Showing a lot of fight here where they need it most. Continuing to keep it going, keeping the dream alive for the Mammoths. First game back since the All-Star break.
Pitch number 8 in the at-bat. The previous 7 have been sliders. The 3-2. Fastball misses. Bases are loaded.
Wow. Real opportunity at hand. And Brady, things just got real here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Tying runs at the plate, and Alex Garbasic. Top of the order looming. And there's no one warming up in this Utica bullpen. This is Ben Kreisen's game. Now 7-3 still, long way to go. First 3 batters aboard. First pitch, check swing, the appeal, or no appeal. Now the appeal, and he said he didn't go. 1-0. Then a walk, a single, and a walk. One and one. Prior to the 8th inning, Unicorn pitching had not walked anyone. They have walked 3 of the last 5 batters. 1-1. In the dirt off the mask. 2-1. And Kreisen, a lot of his misses haven't been particularly close. Looks like we have someone jogging out. Is that Connor Tomasic heading to the Unicorn bullpen? 2-1. Hard hit ball up the middle, past the diving Demetrol. 1 run comes in to score, and they'll play station-to-station baseball. RBI single for Alex Garbasic, and now the winning run is at home plate in the form of Nick Pastor.
Oh, man. Got to think that the Unicorns are warming someone up. Yep. And they are.
It was Tomasic that was working his way out there. And now the top of the order comes up. And there are some batters I would not want to face, and the Unicorns are going to take their time, I think, in an effort to get Connor a little bit more runway to warm up. It's a long walk from the dugout to the pitcher's mound, so you can take a very, very slow stroll. So Nick Pastor comes to the plate, and they're going to get as much out of this meeting as they can, as Tomasic already throwing off the mound out there.
To top of the order, you got to be careful because you don't want an infield ground out. It could really set up some trouble, whether they go home, whether they turn two. Got to try to keep it in the air. I think a sac fly is probably better than keeping it on the ground for the infield to do something with it.
Tomasic threw 1 2/3 innings a day ago. Probably don't want to have to use him, but Ben Kreisen not finding the zone. 7-4 ball game. Winning run at the plate. The pitch. Ball lifted into right field. Coming in, Enos. It drops in front of him. Tying runs in scoring position. The winning runs on base for the Mammoths. And Anthony Shark is coming to the plate.
Hacking away, single by single. And just like that, bases are still loaded with no out. The Mammoths climbing back, doing everything they can, scratching, clawing, and they have a chance. What a ninth inning rally. And keep hacking away if I'm the Mammoths. You got Sharkus up. He's had a stellar day, 2 for 4.
Ben Kreisen's day is done. It's up to Connor Tomasic to keep this in the win column for the Unicorns. Bases are loaded for Connor Tomasic when we come back. Mammoths looking for a spectacular comeback here on the USPBL Network.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and reset our life around zapping stuff and cheering for stuff with your friends. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Connor Tomasic threw yesterday. 5 up, 5 down against the Beavers. He needs to get 3 big outs here. 7-5 Unicorns on top of the Westside Woolly Mammoths. Bases are loaded, nobody out. And Carter, Anthony Sharkus at the plate, Drew Fleming on deck, Fox Liam behind him. That's not the best spot to come into.
No, not at all. And you mentioned Sharkus up to bat, maybe your most consistent hitter in the lineup. He's 2 for 4 today. A line drive could tie this game.
Well, and last time he hit one on the screws just right at Ochoa. So even his outs have been loud.
For Tomasic, it's all on him. Will he be rattled? Just leave one pitch over the plate, or can he just find a way to get out of the jam. What a game, what an ending for these fans.
On the year, Connor Tomasic, a 3.38 ERA, 27 strikeouts in just under 19 innings. First pitch to Sharkus in the dirt, 1-0. Tying run at second, winning run at first. Anthony Sharkus, his first game back from injury in about 6 weeks. And he has a chance to be the hero. Tomasic can't find the bottom of the zone. Tomasic comes at you with a fastball, a changeup, and a slider. Mostly the first two. The 2-0. Called strike. Very similar spot to that last pitch, Carter.
Very similar, you said. And Tomasic just might go back to it.
2-1. Fouled away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the thing. Even if you get a punch out on Sharkus, you have Drew Fleming behind him. He's not had a great day, but
he's your guy in this
situation. Still not a guy I want to see. He's had a walk-off home run already.
Yep.
This year.
Look at all the fans in right field.
Oh, they're ready. You can feel the energy. The fans have been into it all game long, and that's added to this moment a little bit.
How about that picture?
Lined up along the fence line in right field.
7-5, no outs, bottom of the 9th.
Bases loaded. 2-2. 3-2.
You got to find the strike zone here if you're Tomasic, but it's just such a big opportunity and so much on the shoulders of the righty.
Payoff pitch. Tomasic delivers. Ground ball to short, charging, Baggett. He will take the lone out at 1. Knew he didn't have a chance at a double play, so there's 1 away, but the winning run's in scoring position on the RBI ground out.
And the sac fly ties this thing up. You got Fleming up, a power hitter who's going to get the ball in the air if he makes contact.
7-6. Unicorns on top.
He's trying to be the hero. He has been it before this season. Walk-off home run about 3-4 weeks ago.
Now, Carter, here's the interesting thing. The infield's back for the Unicorns. A ground ball up the middle ties this game. And the outfield, you have to play deep because if you try to play in to cut down the winning run and it's over your head, the game's over. 1-1 to Fleming.
He looks a little bit more relaxed in this situation compared to what we've seen from Fleming. The first 4 at-bats, you might say.
1-1. Ground ball up the middle ties it. Fly ball likely ties it. 1-2. Beautiful pitch from Tomasic.
Close call, but Tomasic got it. So now Fleming has to protect. One of the biggest moments of the season for Drew.
Tomasic set. The 1-2. Foul ball. Just got a piece of it. 92 on the inner part of the plate. And Drew stays alive. Runner on third. Alex Garbasic. He's the tying run. Pastor on second. He's the winning run. Tomasic set. The 1-2 again. Outside with the fastball. Three straight fastballs from Tomasic. Does he come back again on 2-2? Does he dip into that change piece or that slider? The 2-2. Missed. Just a bit low. I think Kreisen not gloving that is the difference between that being strike 3 or not.
And I think you're right.
Here's another look at where it is.
Tomasic was getting that call, a ball earlier, and I think you're 100% right.
Payoff pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Big out number 2 for Tomasic. Got him 92 on the hands.
It's not Fleming's pitch. Tomasic gets him to swing, and he goes down with a big swing and a miss. Here we go.
Now, I don't know what the outcome, okay, they're going to walk Fox Liam intentionally. I was going to say, I don't know what the outcome of this would have been, but I had a feeling that it was going to be a long at bat. So now a league leading 23 walks for Fox Liam, and it's all on Malik Bolin. Malik, 0 for 4, but all those sins can be atoned for if he finds a base hit here. First pitch, over for a strike. So Fox means nothing over at first. The tying run's at third, the winning run's at second. It's up to Malik Bolin to find a way to bring him home. The 0-1. Outside, 1-1. Bolin, fly out, ground out, line out, fly out. In that order. Tomasic set the 1-1. Strike 2 called. That low outside corner. And now Malik has to shorten up and protect. Unicorns trying to hold on for a win. Mammoths looking for a dramatic comeback victory. 7-6 here in the 9th. The 1-2. Just got a piece of it.
Fighting for his life.
Slider, and Malik, hey, you don't have to get all of it, just enough to stay alive. Since going over to the Mammoths, Malik only has 1 RBI. He's thinking now would be a great time to add a couple more to that list. Counts 1-2. See if Tomasic goes back to the slider. 1-2. Chopper, foul. Wow. The at-bat continues. Part of me says I want to go to a waste pitch here, but if I miss in the dirt and it gets away, the game's tied.
I like that move, though.
1-2 once again. Tomasic, the deal. There's the waste pitch. Nice job by Ethan Kreisen. He's been stellar behind the plate today. Done a really nice job keeping everything in front. 2-2 to Malik.
Lots of fight shown from both teams today. All leads down to this at-bat.
2-2. Little dribbler back to the mound coming off. Tomasic flips home. They got him at the plate. By the skin of their teeth, the Unicorns hold on for the win. Take it 7-6 over the Westside Woolly Mammoths.
What a battle. 2 heavyweights in the USPBL. And it comes down to a stomp on home plate from Ben Kreisen, or Ethan Kreisen, I should say. What a game.
Heads up play by Tomasic to go home instead of trying to turn to first. I don't think he gets Malik if he goes to first, but a perfect glove flip, and the Utica Unicorns take a 7-6 win over the Westside Woolly Mammoths. Carter, you got any final thoughts for us before we send it home?
Thought it was an absolute battle from the start. We saw a 3-run first inning from the Unicorns. Thought it was all Unicorns, but you could never count them out in the USPBL. What a Friday night atmosphere. People loved it. Time to run the bases and time for some fireworks. But thank you all for listening. Fun game, and we will be back tomorrow for a doubleheader Saturday with the 2 other teams of the USPBL.
As Carter said, it's the Beavers and the Hoppers tomorrow. 5:30 first pitch, 5:15 pregame right here on the USPBL network. But as for tonight, the Unicorns hold off the Mammoths, a 7-6 victory for Utica. For Carter Lutz, I've been Brady Beaton. Thank you for watching. Thank you to everyone that has helped make that broadcast possible. In the room to my left, left, the production crew, all the cameramen, and our lead data analytics intern, Devin. Does a great job. Thank you so much for joining. We hope to see you tomorrow. Unicorns win it 7-6. Thanks for watching. Hope you all have a safe and wonderful night.
If I hit a home run, then you know what's going out of the park. Yeah, bases loaded, we ain't letting up. Scoring back to back, you can count it up. United we stand together, divided we fall. Ain't no turning back, we done came too far to turn around and have a seat now. We don't compare, cause we unicorns. Illuminate the dark with my uniform. Every time you see me stand up and salute me. It ain't no competition, not even from you. If I hit a home run, then you know what's going out of the park. Yeah, bases loaded, we ain't letting up. Scoring back to back, you can count it up. United we stand together.